Oh, never.
And we're alive.
See, you think Red has a plan for this entire plot for our game, but he's actually using one of those AI writing programs.
It's called Monkeys with Typewriters.
I found a song made by one of those once.
Didn't know he had you in the back, Viking. Just finding
Fucking
stuff.
The if Half-Life was written by an AI videos.
Oh God.
Wait, so monkeys are writing this.
Why can't
Why
we
is
figure it out?
Why is Viking playing it?
Why is Viking playing and not right?
I fucking
Yeah,
hate
I mean, I
all
thought
of
he's
you.
supposed to.
I mean, that was the only way that Red got Viking to actually write it for him. It was like, hey, I mean, I know you usually write my games, but it's okay. I'll let you play in this one.
You have all reached Ezra's shit list.
No. They've reached your shit.
Already
yeah,
on
that's
this
true.
list?
You're getting
Don't be
fucking
that guy.
close by keep fucking railroading him at every turn.
No.
I'll
I'm
railroad him
preventing
any
you
day.
from railroading things.
Well, that also, but
Ooh, this tea is strong. Yes.
Ooh.
All right. As Simon's drinking tea.
I know full well you did not just fucking ooh-woo, Bellin.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. We have a lot of those people in our Armco.
apparently. All right, moving on.
Takes one to know one.
I'd never this weeby shit.
Hell yeah, brother.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, is that your other character? Who you?
Yeah,
I haven't finished her yet, so ignore the name.
Yeah, that was the auto-generated name.
A Klusox Jag.
Yeah, no,
okay.
that's not gonna be her. She's not a jag, not a stagger either.
Fair enough. Right.
All right. So, when you last left off, it was getting late, and you'd all gone to the caravan and talked to the master of the caravan, one Mr. Burklow, and well, that was pretty much it for the night. Unless
Well,
anyone had
I
anything
think
else
we
to
should
do.
probably give a little bit more of a summary. We had dealt with some goblins under the town, under the lighthouse specifically.
That was the session before that. Jesus, come on,
Oh
Viking.
yeah, but then we went back
Viking,
to
we-
the
It's a
garrison.
general overview.
We went back to the garrison and talked to Lieutenant Cole. After
So
his
we
promotion.
all met some years ago
Shut
when we
up.
joined this army unit. Not that far back? How far back we go?
And we dropped off our goblin prisoner, and then we were told that the mayor wanted to talk to us. So we went and talked to her, and she said that she had her mayoral friend had issues with some of or believed he was having issues with some of the nobles in Nybor, which we have discovered is not a town. And we went and did some shopping and sold some things and such, and then went and talked to the caravan owner to discuss things. And we have just left the bar, or we are still at that pub.
You're still at the White Deer. I believe,
Okay.
last-
Well, we were going to skip the rest of the conversation and go to the next.
Yeah, we discussed price and such. They were going to pay us 50 gold per person, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
60 gold each.
Was it 60?
Promise of 60 gold each for escort and protection.
Gotcha.
No, it was totally 100, guys.
Roll for deception. But yes, and that's where we left off. So that's diplomacy, but that is a good roll because that's a natural 20. You've
That's gonna be
wasted
my
your
only-
first and only natural 20.
Yeah, this is gonna be my only good roll for the next 2 games, guys.
Wait, where'd your token go? Sorry, Brendan.
Has he glitched out of the universe again?
No, it's like it's just a cyber. He appears from behind the dwarf. Sidle out.
God fucking damn it.
Yes, I found a glitch in the Matrix up here where there are no walls to glitch out of.
All right. Yeah. Set your health values for that, by the way, so that way I can copy your characters. And God damn it, Bellin, stop duplicating. Wait.
What is my health?
There he is.
There it is.
What?
Well, it says that the green circle's your health bar. If you click the cog, that
Oh, no.
Green is
one's the
always
health bar.
fatigue, though.
I know it. That's just how I guess
The
Pathfinder.
blue
does it.
shields.
So That's not how Pathfinder
Speaking
does.
of
That's how
shields,
Roll20 does it.
equip
Yeah.
my shield. There we go. Well, that'll be equipped in the morning when we move out.
Beeger
but
is
oh well.
asking if anyone wants to be JTAC.
Completely unrelated.
Right, Red. The floor is
Alright.
yours.
So, then, as you all headed back to the Rusty Dragon for the night, I believe. Or were you staying at the White Deer? I can't remember.
It was my plan to
I
go
was
to the
going
Rusty Dragon. So me and Belhan. Runic, you said you were going
I
as
was
well?
going to go with the Rusty Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to where we've been staying previously.
Okay. So after a good night's rest,
Wait, no.
He wants to talk to James, remember?
I'm talking to James before he goes to sleep.
he had already left for the night, though.
Yeah, but Mark said he would be back.
Oh, he's. Oh, I thought he. Yeah, Mark had said he'd be back later.
He came back and yeah, okay, yeah.
So is he back now?
Yes.
Desperation in his
Okay.
voice.
On the table.
Is he
It's
back?
not really that important, but like I wrote down what I was gonna say after just now, so like now I gotta do it.
A week later, I've written it down.
I find James and I go up to him.
Why does this become suddenly creepily seductive?
We
Yeah.
have a dwarf
How can I help
ASMR.
you?
Hello, James.
Okay then.
Some Barry White on in the background.
So James, so I have thought I'd like to get an update on what's been going on since you seem to be the one to kind of be in the know. So I assume you've heard about the lieutenant.
Yeah, shame that.
Yeah, good man, good man. But the new lieutenant seems to be an up and up guy. And I thought to let you know that. Do you happen to know about anyone else other than the one who was very obviously one of the betrayed gods? Anyone else who might be able to take action against the new lieutenant that you might be worried about?
Well, he'd say it was very obvious, but he wasn't obvious for
Yeah.
a good while.
Well, yes, of course.
No, I don't know of anyone who would.
Well,
But like I said, I didn't know the one guy would. So
oh yeah, we didn't either. To another town. Well, we're being sent away to another town, so hopefully nothing happens here. I don't like leaving business here unfinished, but doing the mayor a favor, I guess. So, on that note, if you need anything, well, we won't be around. So, don't die, please. Hopefully we can come back and we can finish up the goblins and the god situation. So, I feel that's something we can do when we get back, hopefully. So, is there anything you need from us? From me specifically, at least.
no, I should be good.
Okay. I'm worried about this place, so I don't like leaving it. Anywho, I need sleep. Badly.
Early start
Really badly.
for all of us.
Alright, I'll talk to the bartender.
Oh,
Get you another night here.
Thank you so much. And if I get another night, I will go up to my room and sleep for the rest of the night. And then
Bet
the
you
rest of
do.
everyone, and then everyone else except for me is gonna have to pay for the room.
Oh no.
I know, I'm fucking with you guys. I love that though.
Not this time. What the fuck was that?
What?
I don't know, I just saw something fly down the side of my screen.
Hey, Red, have
Not me.
I sent you all my music?
Maybe. Not sure.
Okay.
was wondering why I wasn't hearing any music.
God fucking damn it, Cybern, it was you.
Yeah, no, I was trying to get this off the screen.
Fair enough.
Alright, but yeah, if that's it for the night, then, well, after a night's, for once, sound rest, there wasn't much bed squeaking from Ezra.
Cannot confirm that. It was a quiet night.
all-
Only 2.
Wake up, and all gather up in the main room of the Rusty Dragon fairly early in the morning.
Break of dawn.
Not many patrons around.
It's like, what,
Yes, indeed,
5:30,
ask
6
back at
o'clock?
About 5:30, maybe earlier if you guys want.
No, I'd say about 5:30 would be a reasonable time.
I mean, the caravan leaves at 6, so...
Fair enough. 5 o'clock might be a better idea to wake up.
5:45 it is.
5:59
10
it
to
is.
6.
I may or may not have the... No. Okay. So yeah. What do you want to do?
Have something to eat before we leave.
Is the food still in the house?
No, it's on the table on the plate.
I was thinking about making it. But, yes, your last night is, for all essences, paid for.
Food then.
Nice hearty
day.
breakfast.
Yeah, good days start with good breakfasts.
He thinks this is going to be a good day. That's cute.
Alright. So you get your food, sit down, have a nice hearty breakfast. And I'm waiting on you guys here.
Yeah, I'm
No, we're
gonna...
just headed for the.
Hearty breakfast. Pint of mead. It's 5 o'clock. So.
I'm like 90% sure that one would be a copyrighted villain. By the title
Oh.
alone.
Oh.
No,
I mean, the
wait.
first 3 words in it are the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that would be copyrighted.
I didn't think about all the fucking copyright shit you have to fucking deal with. Ah!
Hey, Bethesda, if you want to give us a license agreement to use your music from the Elder Scrolls,
Well, I'll fucking still
Listen,
sing.
Listen, Todd. Honestly, it just works. You put your music on the streams, and it just.
It just works, it just works.
It just works.
So
it
you're
just
never
works,
gonna know,
it just
Viking.
works.
oh well.
It'll lie, stunning shows.
But yeah,
People buy, money flows.
I'm assuming we're meeting the caravan by the sort of
Up by the northeast
yeah
gate.
northeast
Yes.
gate. So yeah, have some food, have a drink.
Remember to pack camping supplies.
Nope.
I do, or I have, but
Well, you're an outdoorsy person, so
yes.
that is fair.
Wouldn't we all be outdoorsy people though?
Eh,
Not always.
doesn't
It's kind of
really
hard to
affect
be an
me.
indoor
Oh.
person.
Quit sending me to Quit sending him to me.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. There's nothing
I
else
said-
I want to
Damn
do.
it, Dylan.
Literally, I did this all like a minute or 2 ago, and they're finally getting to you.
They're all coming through like one at a time with like a minute between them.
Because they're all uploading slowly.
Oh,
Wait,
dear.
wait, there's 2 more left. Okay, wait.
Quick, 10 seconds while these upload.
There's one.
Alright, and
more.
last one. There we go.
And we're good to continue the story.
like-
Yes.
Wait, we're playing a story.
This is story mode.
I could have sworn this is an FPS.
It's a point and click adventure. Literally, actually.
So who keeps charging me for DLC? I thought this was fucking Paradox.
That's EA.
Speaking it now. Not going to derail this. Alright. So yes, grouped up by the north gate or northeast gate. Well, it is the north gate. Is 2 wagons.
I thought there was 3.
No, there was 2.
Fair enough.
3 carts, 3 drivers, 2 merchants, 4
There are
guards.
2.
I see.
He's retconning it as 2 now.
No, that's it. No, if there's 2 there, ask the
Uh,
questions.
Okay,
Where
Okay,
is the
yes,
third
there-
cart?
there was 3. I might not have actually written down personal numbers, so
You see, Runic
Do
did.
you want me to say it again slower, Red, so you can write them down?
it would be appreciated.
God fucking damn it.
3 carts, 3 drivers, 2 merchants, and 4 other guards.
And presumably all of the goods that go with those 3 carts.
I see. He never mentioned goods. I think they're just empty.
It's possible. We're doing the Oregon Trail.
I think he's just a cart salesman.
It's possible.
He's
Cart
taken
and
them to the new
driver
dealership
salesman.
up in the next town.
He's actually selling all 3 carts as luxury transport. He's a chauffeur service.
Can we get a barter chat?
He's waiting until we get to Nyball. There's gonna be a dealership outside. That guy on the cart from Skyrim sat there out front is like a cardboard cutout advert.
Where would you like to go?
It's the Narbor Nissan dealership. All right. So yes, there are 3 carts there. Horse to, which is tied to each one of them. The drivers are preparing the horses. There's 2 not quite like properly armed and armored, but they've got swords and some like leather armor for the guards. And the merchant, Mr. Burklow, is standing there talking to the other merchant.
Okay. I guess we go up to him and let him know we're here. I suppose he was waiting for us. I don't know.
Yeah, when he sees you all walking up, he just sort of finishes his conversation with the merchant and goes over and walks towards you. Ah, good to see you're all here. As you can see, we're running a bit light as he gestures to the empty carts, because I expect to pick up some goods when we get there.
Ah. So you're doing a convoy system. Take some there, bring some back.
That is usually how trade works.
That is true.
Yeah, it usually is. So, are you all ready?
Sure. I'll ride in the lead cart.
Ride?
Well, yeah, it's a cart. You ride in a cart.
Aren't they their escorts?
Well, yeah,
The
but we're not
carts are
walking all
empty,
the
so-
way.
Yeah, Mr. Burklow interjects. Yes, the carts are empty, so you're all able to ride in them on our way there.
Well, I was going to sit up front with a driver if there was space.
Yes, there is space
Oh,
for 2
good.
people. up front.
We're gonna get fucking halfway, and he's gonna pull out like a crossbow and go, right, cart's mine, and just steal it.
Suddenly, the bloke in front just flies off the side of the car.
Like, "Pachang!" Oh, he's done it.
Your life or your money?
But I don't have any money.
This is a robbery.
Uh,
World's first highwayman.
Oh, God, the RuneScape highwayman. Stand and deliver.
That'd be the
So-
worst robbery.
Ezra said he's getting the first cart. Where are the rest of you sitting?
Ian Jonas will sit middle. Or he can walk, it depends what he feels like.
I think it's a 2-week journey, didn't someone say?
I'll sit in the same one where Jonas is in.
I'll take the back cart.
So Jonas is out and like so. right?
What, walking? Well,
Hey.
no, he's out and about. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
usually around.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to Jonas. Hi, Jonas.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know, I just think you're really cool. I just want to say hi.
I just think you're really
Right.
cool.
Do you?
As the GM mumbles to himself.
Right.
I need to find the average speed of a horse-drawn cart.
So,
What
25
kind of swallows
feet
are
a
they?
second?
African
Your
swallow. or
opinion.
regular swallow. I don't know that.
At walking pace, I would have said like 10, 15 feet a second. Maybe? I don't fucking know. I suppose it would be calculated in hours, so probably like 2.5 miles an hour, maybe more.
Average daily distance was about between 40 and 60 kilometers for a 2-horse carriage in Roman times.
Yeah, but there's a hell of a. Well, no, actually, that's true.
The slight issue is the measurement here gives miles.
Well, divide kilometers by 8 and times it by 5
Well,
to
hey,
get
wait,
miles.
the Pathfinder doesn't actually give a speed for him?
but I know 5th edition might have
It
one.
might,
That one.
but I don't want to dig through the core rulebook because I've already got an interactive map here with the exact distance. So I just need to figure out the speed and then, yeah, okay.
And is that their average speed or is that their speed?
Unladen speed.
Average. That's what I was looking for.
You also have to take into consideration the horsepower, the weight of the car.
It's 1 horsepower.
Or is it 1 horse per car?
I think so. It could be 2 horses
Depends
per
what you give the
car.
horses.
Well, no.
Horses on
Horse-
speed is 4 horsepower.
Yeah, no. Each horse would
For
be
half the distance.
So if it's a 4-horse cart, that's 4 horsepower.
That's true. We don't actually know much about these carts. I assume that they're 1 horse
All right.
carts, but I'm thinking
2
old
days.
western carts.
Yes, they are 1-horse carts.
Okay. So Oregon
And the
Trail.
entire trip will take about 2 days.
I was gonna say, are they like total covered wagon kind of things as well?
If they're measuring,
They don't quite like they have covers, but they're not up at the moment.
That's right.
yeah, I was going to say, if it's
I
a
was
motor
just-
cart, there would be covers to protect the goods from sunlight.
No, I know. It was just when Vikings said it, I was like, oh my god, if we're all from, it's a proper covered.
We're in western times.
We're on the Oregon Trail, out to make a new life out California way.
Little known fact, sampling
mean-
exists in New Mexico.
Well, it's more like here. I'll put a picture up for you. Like these are the kind of.
Are we
carts
cart
we're
shop?
talking about.
Those are carts that are carried by people. Just want to point that out.
No,
They can be
that's
carried
a
by
solo
people.
cart. Except it's 4-wheeled instead too.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the kind of cart you get around in Skyrim, Cybern, that's pulled by a horse.
It's also the kind of cart that you see people around in, like, China or India, where just these people would pull.
Smaller ones, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
those are rickshaws.
Is that what they're
Rickshaw,
called?
no, rickshaws are specifically places that you carry people in the back that sat down, like passenger carts. Small.
There we go. That's a better one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was imagining. Sort of a western styled cart with a cover and that sort of thing.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I've seen John Wayne throw himself off of that with a Winchester.
Probably
Yes.
has.
Yes.
Carts really haven't changed much in the past 300 or so years.
Well, it's a box with wheels. What do you need to change?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true.
You put
If it-
stuff in it, you fix horses to the front of it,
If
it
it
goes.
ain't broke,
Give it
don't
suspension.
fix it.
I don't know. Give it a suspension system so you don't break all the glass stuff.
They
that you're
do.
gonna be carrying?
It's like
Yeah.
a really
Even the old ones did.
stiff
Let's-
metal bar,
You know
but
what?
you know.
Let's just take the horse out of the equation altogether and attach a motor to it.
And that's how trucks were made.
All right. So yes, are you all ready to travel out?
Yeah, I get up on the seat next to the
I-
driver.
I ask Jonas, what do you eat?
Humans, dwarfs.
You sort of look, at you and go, Why?
Inquisitive dwarves, why?
Actually, this is a question for Runic. Have I seen him eat food?
Nope.
Well, so I ask because I haven't actually like seen you eat.
Have I seen him eat?
Well, because it depends. Like, because I've not specifically got out of my way to say yes, he's eaten something.
Fair enough, but still,
I fed him a
figured
small child on the side of the road.
Have I seen him eat? Turns around, just looks over at Ezra in the front cart, dicking about. You might in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit next to the driver in the rear cart, and I'm gonna have my crossbow ready.
I'm more concerned that
we're not nicking them, Cyber.
I'm gonna say, I'm more concerned she's gonna rob them.
Not pointed at the driver, just sort of pointed at the front cart's direction.
She sat next to him with her crossbow on her lap that just so happens to be pointing at the driver's knee. So if he tries anything funny, she just looses a bolt straight through his kneecap.
So what? Why do you want to know what I eat?
I've just never seen you eat. It's I to be honest, I just want
Trying to make
sure
conversation, I feel.
that you're not gonna eat Rig as like the weasel kind of comes out just a little bit, poking his head out of his like little pocket and like out of his hood on the back, kind of little weasel kind of pops out just like.
I mean, not from personal preference.
Personal preference. What do you
But
prefer?
let me put it this way: I do not require to eat whilst I'm here.
Ah, cool. Okay. Sweet. All right.
Besides, I imagine that a weasel would count as an appetizer.
Do you like Jonas? Like I've heard him call you Jonas. Is there like another name you go by, or?
And that is my name.
That's your name. Okay. Cool. I'm Bellum. If you haven't already told, but no formal.
I had.
Okay. Yeah. And I kind of just awkwardly just like step back to where I was. I was leaning forward talking to him, and now I'm just like leaning back, just like okay.
he's just sat up front next to the driver of the car, just slowly giving the driver side eye.
I'm sorry, isn't he like 6 foot or like 5 foot tall when he's on all fours?
Yeah, he's they're like still about 4 and a bit to the shoulder. Yeah.
So it's like having a fucking just Saint Bernard sat next to him.
Essentially. Except sort of literally just made from crystal.
Crystal doggo is on your lap. What do?
Just keep riding.
Alright, so go ahead and roll me d20s.
Just in general, just a straight D20?
Just flat D20s.
Just straight d20s.
Okay.
Yay!
Wow. See, Cybrin, you
That was my luck for the rest of the night.
you
Did you say
wasted.
dwarf ASMR?
Yeah, I said dwarf ASMR. You just now noticed that?
You see,
That was
Cybrin,
ages
a
ago.
while ago.
you went and wasted your D20 of the evening.
I
I
told
just
you.
wasted mine.
We don't.
We don't see yours.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Really?
No.
Oh, sorry, I rolled it to GM. I bet.
Well, that's all that matters,
No,
really.
because I clicked the. Yeah, it was accidentally GM.
What'd you roll?
20.
Bullshit.
So me and Bellman
Doubt.
still have ours
Actually,
to
the
go.
GM would know.
Yeah, Red would know. Sense
I do know.
motive 6.
And I'm inclined to believe him,
Jesus.
because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't lie in front of the GM, because the GM can see it.
But Bellin, he didn't tell the GM he rolled a 20. He told us he rolled a 20.
Yeah, and the GM can see it.
See that bit where it says
Not
to
really.
GM?
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Oh!
No, I was, yeah, just-
Ah.
I feel like that's initiative and
Oh,
we've
good,
just
you cut
fucking
out the message,
failed.
okay. So
Oh, good to know the bad rolls were interrupted with a good roll. That's good. And then another bad roll.
In
Hey,
classic Skyrim style, fade to black. The carriage ride itself was non-eventful.
Oh.
I was, we arrive at Windhelm. What?
Yeah. So
To join the
nothing
Storm Club.
really. Oh God. Nothing really terrible happens. Rains about the second day in,
hey, you! You're finally awake.
as it is a 2-day trip.
You're trying to cross the border, right?
Are my
Well,
shield
granted,
straps
I-
long
yeah.
enough to basically use it as an umbrella hat?
I mean, you could just hold on to the shield straps.
True.
Oh no! I was gonna say what you could do is also tie a little bit of rope from each strap and under your chin to like have it
I like this idea.
like the sort of wide rice farmer kind of hat.
With a fucking
God.
point on the end. It's like a flat cap from medieval times.
Yeah, you guys do stop after a wee bit to basically get to put up the things. English, help me.
The camps for the night.
Covers.
I do also have a name, Red. You can call me Runic. You don't have to just say English. You English.
Well then.
Got that.
I mean, that's either of us.
Well,
Thank you.
Some are more English than others.
to be fair, Viking's probably more English than me.
He's from the north.
He's from the south.
East.
all posh.
I'm not from the fucking south, mate. I'm from farmer territory, me.
West country.
No, East Country.
Wrong kind of farmers.
Yeah. We don't shag sheep, that's the only difference.
Are we having a bonding moment between the two Englishmen?
Apparently.
No, this is what?
So yes, after a 2 days that it takes, you arrived at the somewhat small town of Nybor. There were a couple of manors and such that you saw as you were coming in.
Wait.
And, yes, so you come in from the south side, right next to the mayor's offices at number 10.
I guess we should probably get off here.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll get off when I get paid.
When we stop as well might be a good idea.
Enters town, Bell and throws himself off.
Into a fucking hedge.
I kind of
So-
want to do it just so I can roll to see if I can actually like, roll and land.
Hey, if he wants to roll for it, I think we should let him roll for it.
if you want to break your neck and die, you can break your neck
Well,
and die.
these horses are traveling like 6 miles an hour, let's be
I know.
fair.
I know.
But he is a dwarf.
Yeah, but
It's-
that's just
yeah, but they're also
different
sturdy.
height.
To be fair, Viking, people have killed themselves on falls going slower.
That's true.
You can drown in an inch of water. Didn't you know, Viking?
Well, yes,
What's
but
that got to do with falling off a cart?
I had planned dwarves to be a hardy race, so
No, I don't do it. I'm like, way like everyone else.
So yeah, the caravan does stop near the mayor's offices, and the caravan master does basically make a motion for you all to gather around.
I hop down and go over.
No.
The dwarf is stuffing his face with a pork pie.
Obviously.
He's found another pack of crisps between the floorboards.
Yeah, I go over and I assume we all gather around.
Mm-hmm. Get down, go and sort of stand there and wait until I get paid.
Yeah.
Hand open expectantly.
Not quite that crass, shall we say.
All right. I'll be leaving in a couple of days after we fill up on, well, various foodstuffs to bring back to Sandpoint. Here's your payment, as promised. And he gives each of you a small sack filled with the gold.
60
that
gold.
you- I could have swore it was. No, it was. Okay.
Oh, it was, I can
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
take
yeah,
a
you're
picture of
fine.
the notes I made.
So yeah, 60 gold each. So you all gain that.
Depending on how long our business takes in Nybor, we could be available for a ride back as well to defend your important goods.
Well, if you are, I'll be staying at the inn over near the town square, which is number 4.
Okay.
So if you're still in town by the time we're about to leave and want to head out back to Sandpoint with us, it would be appreciated.
Yep. We'll let you know. Depends how long this job takes.
Alright. And with that, he nods, hops back on the wagons, and they start heading off towards the town square. And it's still a decently rainy day. So it's just a bit of a drizzle. You're all standing out in the rain just outside the mayor's office.
Cool.
I have my
Let's
hood up.
go in because
Head inside.
it's wet and the mayor, I believe, is expecting us.
If I remember correctly, we are here to
Help the mayor with his noble problem.
have trouble with nobles of the town. Alright, yeah, I'll do.
And I believe the mayor in Sandpoint said she'd send a messenger ahead. Or some such. Notifying him of us coming through.
I thought that was the caravan that she said she'd just send a message.
Possibly.
Just treat it like he isn't expecting us and go in and requesting an audience. With like,
Yeah, she
Did we-
sent a message
have
to
we-
the caravan, not to you. Here.
okay, I was like, have any of us, have we all done that thing that D&D parties do and forgotten to actually take a piece of paper to verify what we're actually?
Yes.
Oh dear.
I kind of feel like we have. Yeah, let's just go see if the mayor believes us. That. It's like, hello, honest sir, we're here for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so into the reception area, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's a nice wooden area, little, well, reception area. It's a decently large space. There's a desk at one end with 2 people sitting behind it, and a couple of doors behind them. And one of them, as they notice the door open and the somewhat cold wind come in, looks up and has a bit of a smile to them and go, "How may I help you?" And yes, Viking, it's a she.
Ah. Hello, darling.
I grab Ezra by the collar.
Just gonna step in front of
I'm
him
going
slightly.
to shake off
we're here
her
to-
grip.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Give me an opposed strength check. So just a strength check from the both of you.
Oh, fuck
I'm
me.
curious.
Fuck! Because I got
Yeah,
that
no.
-1.
Yeah, you don't manage to shake free.
I'm just gonna step in front of Ezra and go. I'm sorry, we're here to see the mayor. We've come from the mayor of Standpoint. Not Standpoint, sorry, Sandpoint. Ms. Devran or Mrs. Dev.
Can you not read your lips?
Kendra to her friends.
Kendra to her friend.
Being sent by the mayor of Sandpoint to speak to the mayor.
All right. I will let him know that you've arrived. Just one moment, please.
There you
And
go.
she gets up, opens one of the doors behind her, and walks in.
I'm
And the other
going to get
one
the water
hasn't
out
even
of my
looked
ears.
up. The other one who's at the desk hasn't even looked up. He's just quietly scratching away at something on a piece of paper. And by scratching, I mean with like a quill.
not just like there's something stuck on this.
Not just
With his nail, just trying to get it off.
uh,
Oh, it's a bit of my
After, yeah.
burrito.
after a short bit, she comes back out and basically just holds the door open. The mayor would like to speak to you,
Awesome.
and just sort of gestures for you all to go in.
So thank you.
I
I'll leave your Jotunus outside the building.
Getting wet.
Yeah.
It's not like he's got any fur to get damp, is it?
Getting.
But his crystals will
wet.
shine lovely.
Yeah, give him a lovely bathing.
I lead the way in past her, winking at her
It
as
is
I
somewhat
go.
cold out. She just sort of looks at a place that isn't you when you wink at her.
Is she blushing?
Roll perception.
Not quite.
Roll perception. She's like
Not
half a
quite.
foot from my face.
No, you.
Turns out she's actually a lesbian.
You'd
Well,
be
Saber, then you've got a
surprised.
shot.
Shit.
Roll for seduction.
After you all walk through, she closes the door behind you, and you're all in a fairly well, like, it's not an expensive-looking sort of office. There's not much like gold or silver frightening about it. There's a couple of paintings that look good quality. The furniture itself seems very nicely made. It's a more like homely sort of office. And behind it sits a fairly tall, taller than pretty much most of you guys by about at least a head, man, who
Not so
Gets
much
up.
me, I'm 6'3".
is still taller than you.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah,
human
people
or?
taller than 6'3" are acceptable.
Oh yeah, is he he's still
They
human
exist.
or? Because I know you
Yeah.
said this town was more accepting of half breeds, so I wondered if he was like a half orc or something.
Filthy mudbloods.
Whoa! Says
Good
the
God,
mudblood.
alright then. Actually,
Straight to
so, continuing on with my description before you'll distract me with what he is. As he gets up, you notice he does in fact have pointed ears, and he seems very slim for his height.
Ooh, an elf. Well, half
Although
elf.
he does still look very human, so half elf. And he gets up and offers his hand across the desk. Good evening, gentlemen. And lady.
I shake the hand.
I look down
Reaching
myself.
up to shake
Excuse
it.
Just like put my.
I did
Did,
say
you
and
not?
lady.
Did you not hear that and lady bit there, Simon?
No, you must have. Yeah, something like that. Look, my answer.
It's like, oh well, okay, we got someone that's non-binary here. We're ticking that box, aren't we, for streaming?
God fucking damn it.
hey, Viking, you just got an influx of 300 streamers from taking one box there.
Yeah, that would be great. I shake his
Uh.
hand and say greetings in Elven.
He looks a bit surprised, and after a moment, he says, "It's good to see another friendly face." Back to you in Elven.
As always, is welcome in these dark times in Elven. So these three are watching us just have a conversation in Elven.
It's just Welsh, just two Welsh people talking.
Rachsum Frochrean.
That was
Yeah.
Scouser having a stroke by the sound of it.
Elven doesn't have much in the way of like guttural sounds. It's more
That's
flowing.
dwarfish. Dwarvish is
Yeah.
very.
Dwarvish.
Oh, you bastard. Why are you rolling linguistics? If you don't know the
I'm just
language,
saying.
you're not going to learn it by listening to me say things in Elven.
Yeah, you can't understand it, although you can roll to try to figure out what language it is. So you do tell that it is Elven. So I've heard that my friend the mayor, Kendra, has sent you all to help out with my
El Principe,
issue.
thank you for following the stream.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, she asked us to. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go for it. All right, never mind. Then.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
She mentioned you were
no,
having troubles.
Yes, she said she's asked us to help. We said we would. Could you perhaps tell us more about your situation? She was particularly circumspect with the details for the sake of your privacy.
Ah, yes. I suppose I might as well fill you all in with what you're going to have to do. Basically, I suspect some of the local lords, they only call themselves that, they don't really have much of a claim to noble blood besides, well, some of them do, but let's just say they're fairly new to this area. You've probably seen a couple of their manors, however, in the countryside as you've been approaching. And there were actually a few fairly large estates along the road.
Fairly large.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
do believe that some of them have been trying to, let's say, undermine my authority here, as well as there's been a couple of small hints that I've picked up on that you may be planning something a bit more drastic.
Ah,
Hello.
the game of nobility.
How long have you been mayor of this fine town?
Why have you gone Western cowboy all of a sudden? How long you been the sheriff?
How long you been the mayor of this here there town?
These here parts.
These here parts,
Why
partner.
don't you just tell us what's going on here and how long you been alive, eh? I'm working on this
That was
part.
vague about, I was going to vague about a Canadian then.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So sorry. Well, you tell us.
Oh, about the dwarf ASMR.
There's the door face.
So,
So, how long you been here?
Like, how long have you been in charge of this, like,
Belden, just
hovel?
do your normal accent, please. And now he's turned into an
You like a
asthmatic.
lolz?
This is why you don't eat random food you find on the floors of carriages.
Twice.
So what the hell were you eating? What the hell were you doing with it then?
Using as
Okay,
target
cool.
practice.
So, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Well, he's the mayor, so he lives here.
That was literally me just
At this point in time, appearing to talk to several idiots. And wondering if I'm actually going to get any help.
Okay, how long have you been mayor of the lovely town here?
I've been mayor of this town for about 14 years now.
14 years. Now, is it like a term limit with this, or you just like, mayor till life, or you people have a vote?
Are you trying to circumspectly ask if he's a dictator?
No.
Maybe.
I'm just
Have you suppressed any uprisings recently?
I'm just going to
How keen on
lean
you are elections?
against the wall and watch this unfold.
I'm just asking so I know if they have a reason behind doing all this. So hold on, let me just, because I want to be sympathetic. But yeah, no. Within the 14 years, have you had any incidents like this before?
By the way, he's keeping a very, let's say, non-expressive face right now.
He's an elf. They're not the most
No,
expressive race in the
half-elf.
universe.
Half elf.
Well, yes,
so
but still.
actually, no, not still. Anyway, so
Well, typically the mayors of this town and most others here in Versia have terms about 10 years long. Sometimes that changes from place to place due to the nature of, well, Versia being more of a frontier than most other places in the world. And this is my second term.
Congratulations on your
Second
re-election.
Thank you.
Well, now in this time, then, have you, like I tried to ask this before, have you had any issues like this in your past with
No.
peers? No.
Some of
Alright.
the some of the well, proclamations, laws I've enacted may have upset some of these so-called nobles, but
What?
they've shifted their opinions very rapidly over the last year or so.
Right. And what are the more recent new laws or that you have enacted? I know I'm putting you on the spot, Red. I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
No jaywalking.
Well, the nobles have been, well, claiming as much land as they possibly could, so I set a limit on that recently.
They
That
usually
certainly
try
pissed
that.
them off.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. All right. Anything more than that?
A couple of others. The fact that the citizens can't be, well, bullied out of their own territory and that they still own the territory even if they don't currently live on it. Nobles didn't much like that one either, but I can't think of any others that would have caused this sort of a reaction.
Okay. And are there any nobles who might have more sway, not more than you, but have more sway in their overall community in large?
Mostly the nobles tend to not quite keep to themselves, but only really care about themselves and their servants.
Huh, most
The
of them
vast
don't even
majority
care
of the
about their
townspeople.
servants.
So
The vast majority of the townspeople, if they don't side with me, they at least respect me, and that's fine with me.
so more easier question then. Of all the nobles, who of them, as they most likely would interact with each other, if anything, who would most likely be the one that, um, in your opinion, seems to have more land, power, or some sort of seems to be the one who might exert power more than the rest?
Well, there is one Mr. Headley who seems to be the focal point for their opposition to me.
Are there
Okay,
any that are
Mr.
not opposed to you?
Have there been any that have been friends with you in the past?
A
People you
good amount.
trust?
Well, all of them, at the very least, they didn't make any acts against me until this sudden spike, and even some of them are stayed
Out of
not
it.
quite loyal to the town, but yes, they've stayed out of the procession.
Right.
Although the people that I have that talked with them, they have told them that those particular nobles don't actually know what's going on and what's made the others turn against me so rapidly.
Have you had any new outside forces or people enter the town other than us, obviously? Uh, anyone new to the town that seems a little off in the last year that's kind of put you on your back toe a little bit?
Possibly a priest. Doesn't have to be, but could be.
Nothing in particular. We had another migration of gnomes into the town from the Sanos forest to the east, but that's a fairly regular occurrence.
Okay. Mauricio knows
No.
to the
Yes, gnomes.
Uh,
A good amount of them live in the woods over there. The woods seem to have some sort of a connection to the Fae, which gnomes find appealing.
Oh,
So sometimes they migrate from them into the town. Other times they leave the town back into the woods.
fair enough.
right, right.
Gnomes.
Right. With all that, and guys, is there any other details that you'd like to tell us about this sort of um, kind of this kind of uprising of high-powered individuals?
There's nothing really that I can think of. As I said, I've been completely stumped, as well as most of my staff, as to why this has happened.
Right. Yes, of course.
I mean, they don't harbor any particular hatred towards my species. Some of them even are half-elves themselves or full elves, but
Yes.
as I said, they don't particularly like some of my laws, but they at least tolerate them.
Right. Has there been any others, except for Mr. Hadley, that may have been affected more heavily by some of your laws?
No, not in particular, and they seem to all be using Mr. Headley as a rallying point. It seems to have
Right.
started with him, and it keeps come. They all seem to keep going back to him for leadership.
So scribble down a little pad. Assassinate Mr. Headley.
Oh dear.
And how long has Mr. Hadley been a noble in this town?
Oh, at least I want to say 8 years ago he actually moved in, although his estate has been in construction since about 10 years ago.
Is this Mr. Headley a noble in quotations? A self-proclaimed lord,
Okay.
so to speak.
Yes. He claims his
Yeah.
title comes from the amount of land he holds, which he took before I enacted my most recent law, so.
That's not how lordship works.
So on that note, so with him, no owning land, what does he use this land for? How does he make his money?
It seems to mostly be large scale farming efforts, which is certainly, well, let's say destabilizing some of the smaller farmers we have in town here.
Right. Have you? Uh, do you know any of the local farmers that might be more on the scale of definitely wanting Mr. Headley gone? That I could be a little more aware of, so I know who I can trust against a man like this.
Well, most of the actual townsfolk want him gone due to, well, him being a pain and not quite respectful to the townsfolk when he comes by.
Right. Jeez, um, do you have any, do you like Mr. Headley before this all happened?
Not in particular. As I
Oh,
said, he
good.
tends to make a pain of himself every time he comes around.
Oh, good. Definitely means you'll be perfectly happy with just murdering him.
And from the line of your questions, although I cannot say that it should happen, I would not be too disappointed if a accident were to befall him.
There's
Ah,
definitely more animated scribbling. Lots of underlining.
right, good. I'm actually doing some writing as well. I forgot to mention that, but I am writing stuff down, in like a little paper, like parchment I had on me. All right. Is there any other information that you'd like to let us to know that you have yet to say? Or any information that you are reluctant to give us, or anything like that?
If he's reluctant to give us certain information, he won't give it now.
No, let me ask my questions.
That is all that I have for you at the moment. I shall inform you if I find out anything extra about these nobles.
Since my mouth. I am wondering if like he's dodged my question or if he's just like he doesn't like maybe he's hiding something.
Well then, he does seem a decent amount concerned, but he doesn't seem like he's holding anything back from you,
Okay.
or he doesn't
All
seem
right.
like he's lied or anything like that. So
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, I'm just remembering how do you as I'm kind of writing this down, how do you spell your name again? As
I do.
I am Mr. Cadrian.
Mr. K. How you spell Kadrian?
Cadrian.
Mr. Kadrian. Okay, Mr. Kadrian. Right.
Or Mayor
All right.
Cadrian, if you'd prefer.
Mayor Kadrian, probably a little bit more polite. Um. All right. Well, unless any of you have any questions, as I look back at everyone else.
Not to my knowledge.
No, nothing in particular, not right now.
Well, in that case, we'll start looking into this issue. Is there any places in town that you would recommend us staying, or would also recommend to resupply if we need so?
Well, there's a tavern which a couple of, well, a good amount of the townsfolk frequent for various bits of gossip or anything you might need there.
Right.
There is the local general store, although I'm afraid that's the only real place we have to buy and sell things that aren't produce. Other than those, we tend to ship out to Sandpoint.
Right, of course.
That would be
Okay.
number 9 on your map, by the way.
9 being the general
The
store?
general store,
one.
yes.
And what is the tavern?
Number 4.
Alright. Is there a name for the tavern? That I can properly call it by if I... Putting you on the spot, do.
Always put the DM on
Lamed
the spot.
Pony,
The lamed pony.
yes.
Lamed pony, of course.
Can
I would name my
background on
places.
that name?
I mean, we
You'd
probably
have to talk to the tavern owner for that one.
I would have said the same thing, yes. We'll most likely have to. That sounds like a story and a half. If there's anything else that, before I go, any places that we should go to, any good tavern, are there any people who work for Mr. Headley that are most likely probably really hate him, from your knowledge?
Most of them tend to stay, or at least
Thank
that
you for the
work for
Twitch
him, tend to
Prime
stay on
subscription,
his estate.
extortionist.
He tends not to leave his, or let his employees leave it.
When he says employees, am I getting like a slavery vibe?
Massive air quotes vibe.
Okay.
Oh, and do take care because they have been hiring a couple more mercenary companies on for security reasons.
A
Okay.
couple more companies. Okay, cool.
Are we
Are
talking
there any,
40, 50 men here?
Who are these-
They're about somewhere between 50 to 60 mercenaries
He's got himself a
between-
small army.
between a
That's-
lot of the nobles, and, well, we're a small town relatively, so we don't have much besides a small watch. Not even a
Right.
proper guard.
Right, of course. Are we to were these mercenaries named? Is there a group name of them, or
He
You're
knows
asking for
all
like a
60
register.
names.
It's like, here's this affidavit saying every single one of their names and how you arrest them.
and is there anything we should be watching out? Because we don't trust others.
Says walking into an office and instantly trusting the man in there.
He rolled sense motive.
I looked him up and down. You know, I have a keen eye for this shit. Okay.
He rolled sense motive after he started talking.
Hmm.
So, is there anything else that you'd like to tell us before we go? Then,
No, I believe that's all.
well, we'll start working on this immediately. Thank you so much, folks. I'll be ready to go as I look back at everyone else.
I have one
Thank you,
small
sir.
question.
And lady.
Where is the head person's main port of call, shall we say, his manor?
His manor is about half a mile to the west of town. And his lands
Any-
stretch on further to the west.
Is there any big cues that yes, Mr. Headley's place, or does he have his name like strapped to the top kind of thing?
Oh, those kind of queues. Jesus, I thought you meant like queues at shop.
There's
Oh, it's just a lot of
500
people queuing to
loaded
get in. I was
outside
like,
his
what are
house.
you talking about?
And no, he does not have massive glowing letters spelling out his name above his manor. Although it will be
Right.
the first one you see.
First one we see to the west. Gotcha.
I
Right,
wouldn't
You
be
just follow the
surprised.
main road out to the west, then you'll see it.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised about the large glowing letters.
Oh, if he had access to a group of mages of sufficient skill, he probably would. He is a very self-important kind of person.
Most nobles I've
Sounds
met
like it.
are. Maybe why I get on with them so well.
I will turn around and say, let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I will start walking out. In the hopes everyone else follows me.
I shall, but I will shake his hand and say, "Do not worry, my elven friend. We will investigate." All in Elfish, of course.
Wait, Elvin?
He's half elf.
Whatever.
He's a hero.
He speaks
but
Elven,
that's-
and
He
has
Yeah, but
Elven
yeah,
blood.
he says back
I-
in Elven, "Thank you, friend, and may the trees guide you."
I'll just say, I point to
Ooh.
Ezra and I say, don't let him anywhere near your daughter.
You're assuming he has a daughter.
He might.
anyone else's daughters, keep him away from everybody.
Anyway, just not even if it's a dog, if it's a man that's married.
I like how none
keep
of you
away from
have
everybody.
known what I have said to him in Elvish.
No, but we know you.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised if you knew what I was saying.
Yeah, and we decided that whatever it was doesn't matter. You're probably gonna want to fuck one of them.
I mean, there's the
Can't
receptionist.
say that.
Just saying. But yeah, so if we all leave, where do we all go, or we waiting for others?
Yeah, no, I'm following me like.
We can go back out to the reception and discuss our next plan.
Who's the receptionist, by the way?
Which one, the hot one or the one scribbling his burrito off his piece of paper?
Whichever one was like, oh, he's right here, follow us.
That was the hot
Follow
one.
me, kind of thing.
Yes, that was the female one.
A female what?
You automatically assume she's hot as well.
To be fair, it is fantasy, so you could make that assumption with reasonable success.
I mean, you have been with my character for like 7 sessions. You don't.
It says session 5 on your stream.
Well, yeah, but
It
we
is
also had
session
session 0.5, session 0.75, and session 0.85.
Well, fuck it, it's called session 5 in my notes, so it is session 5.
Fair enough, whatever.
Okay, so, but, yeah, what do they look like? Who are they? Kind of thing. Are they just a
Receptionists.
random female? Yeah! No, like, they're just female what? Female half-elf,
Yeah,
elf.
so, okay. The female is full-blooded human, and she's sat back at her desk. And the other one is
Okay.
actually a,
Flicks through
Well,
braces.
Generating character.
no. Oh god, I'm trying to think how to say this, but not say it.
Say it.
I'm trying to think of how to say this but not say it.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how to say. Okay, he's shorter than a human, but still looks very human.
No,
So a halfling.
He's not.
halfling.
Not well. I mean, he is half of something.
A half dwarf?
No.
Half dwarf. I'm not sure that's a thing, is it?
It
Mhm.
technically is.
Sort of.
Let me pull out the
A half
NPC
elf,
book.
Is
half
he
halfling?
just a height
Half-
stunted
halfling?
human?
Is he
Uh,
human with dwarfism?
Okay, because I
I was
don't
go-
think there actually is a.
I was gonna say, are you just trying to say
He's a
He's
really
short.
short human.
He's half gnome.
Oh.
Half gnome.
half
okay.
gnome? Okay.
I don't,
Half human, half gnome.
for some reason, whenever I hear the word gnome, I just think pointy hat. Pop culture has ruined me.
Little
Hold on, I'll
fishing
get you
rod.
a picture of
Yeah,
Pathfinder now.
fishing rod.
Did we catch any of their names?
No.
No, they didn't really say any.
On our way out. On our way out, I'm like, hey, what's your guys' names?
Now he has to generate names of these random characters that don't matter.
It's like, but Balance there. I need to know the name of this random NPC one.
I would like to point out,
That's literally just has a name tag on of throwaway NPC one.
They have a barcode on the back of their skulls. They're not real people.
Belhan has done all the talking and has
NPCs are people too.
about as much
Oh.
tact as a balloon.
He is a dwarf.
Listen, says you.
You haven't let me fucking talk to anyone. Talking is my
Well,
jam.
we did in the first couple of sessions, and that went poorly, so we've stopped.
Did it? We got the information we needed.
You also shagged anything that had legs,
Not while we were
or,
talking
or
to them.
attempted to.
Like, I'm surprised,
Besides,
like,
the orgy on the first night got us some information.
Did it?
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Did it?
Well, I recognized a name that was dropped.
What is this?
That last image
Wait,
doesn't
half
look.
gnomes? Oh, half
She
gnomes,
looks.
actually
She looks kind of sick, honestly.
pretty cool.
She's a
Well,
gnome,
the second one looks
isn't
like a
she?
half druid.
Yes.
Or half
she
gnome
look-
druid. Or a ranger of sorts.
Those are all. Well, at least they're all things that popped up when I googled Pathfinder gnome. So
That's just a gnome.
Gnomes are only like
Yeah.
3 feet tall or so, aren't they?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're about. I think they're a little shorter than half the height of a human.
Fair enough. So yeah, about
Let's see.
3 foot, 2 3/4, something like that.
Here we go. It's an absolutely tiny image, but it does show size comparison decently.
I have several questions.
What?
I actually like that. That's a cool picture.
It is a cool picture. Half gnome.
Okay, so it says here, gnomes are one of the smallest of the common races, generally standing just about over 3 feet in height. Despite their small frames, however, gnomes are extremely resilient and not as weak as many other foes assume. Though their diminutive stature reduces their ability to move quickly, gnomes often train to take advantage of their size, especially when fighting foes much larger than themselves. I'm not going to read the second paragraph, that's too damn long.
Races, gnomes. I'll pull it out if you want.
There's you can find them on the D20 PSFRD, or I'm pretty sure they're also in the Advanced Races Guide.
Yeah, standing just over 3 feet in height.
See, there's no real entry on half, so we just say they
It's
exist.
because half gnomes are rare, I would assume.
Yes.
Some people just really like short people.
Hey, I've got no
Yeah.
problem
Really
with it.
short people.
They're really rare. Not they don't exist, they're just really rare.
Yes.
I mean, you could probably home.
I mean, the only reason why
Scanlan's
half
been
gnome
around.
here is because this town does see a decent amount of gnomes. So
That's fair, because they have the forest.
wherever the gnomes go, the Fae also go.
yep.
The Fae is a plane for the most part.
Well, it's said in the description that gnomes are related to the Fae.
Oh yes, but so are
Yes.
elves.
Yeah, but gnomes are more closely tied to it.
Oh yeah. But the Fae is sort of wilderness creatures and such like that.
No. Fae is their own magical creatures like fairies, spirits, that sort of thing. Not quite spirits, but
Sprites.
yeah, fairies, sprites, will-o-wisps, that sort of thing.
Ah. The more you know.
All the little annoying things that may or may not try to kill you.
Hey,
Hmm,
hey,
hmm.
hey, listen.
Yep.
Basically, yes.
God, I need to get you guys a pixie that'll do that now. No.
It would die very
And it's
fucking
dead.
quickly.
Hey, listen. Stab.
Oh, I wouldn't stab it. I'd erase it from fucking
Concern
existence.
intensifies.
No,
Oh,
Ezra
God,
would do
fuck
much
it.
more. No, Ezra would stab it, just not with his sword.
Yeah,
Hey,
concern intensifies.
No, I'd erase it
Ezra
from
whips out his
existence.
moist sword.
Why is it moist?
It's not yet.
You see, there used to be a guy in a clan I played Battlefield with called Moist.
Oh God! Oh
And
no!
like he would jump on he would like turn up on TeamSpeak and it would be the traditional "you right snakes" kind of voice. That's just how he spoke.
The GM's face right now. So yeah, are you gonna continue on?
Mm-hmm. Think so, yeah.
I don't know if I should push for it.
You probably shouldn't.
Oh.
So we got information around town first, or do you just want to go barge into someone's home and murder fuck? Oh, I said a bad word. Excuse me.
Cricket, cricket, cricket.
Actually, both of them are mute, but I would say stuff. I'm just like I was talking the entire time, so I'm letting other people say stuff. Want to say what they're doing. If no one says anything,
No, if we're do we need to pick anything up from in town? Anyone?
Hello, what?
Do we need to pick anything up from in town while we're here
I don't
Before
believe
we-
so.
before we head on out?
Where are we heading to?
I'm just basically just going to wander straight to his house and go and like look at it, observe it, see what it's like.
We could get an
Then
audience
obviously break in
with,
and murder him.
We could get an audience with Mr. Hedgerow.
Headley.
That too.
All right. What?
So anything from in town? Yes, no.
I mean, we could go to the tavern and ask questions, but I don't think we would get much more than what the mayor has given us.
Might be helpful.
I mean, what time of day is it? It's evening now.
It's about. It's getting near noon, but it's hard to tell because it's overcast and fairly
Pissing down with rain.
rainy.
Okay. Is it worthwhile? Like, do we need to go grab any supplies or anything like that? Anyone want to spend the newly earned cash?
I mean, we can inquire what supplies they have. I doubt it's much, and it's on the way to the tavern.
So we're heading tavern wise then, yeah.
Well,
Traditional, like first day recce and then off to.
Well, yes, but we have to go towards the tavern anyway to head towards Mr. Headley's mansion.
Headley Lamar. What?
Headley Del Caso.
It's Headley. I did think about that.
It's going to be.
I was like, is
It's
he going to stamp his feet?
it's going to be headless if you're not careful.
Can we turn up in bed sheets with a hood and just stampeding cat
Oh,
That's an
God.
idea.
Do we have to?
through the Vatican?
Do we have to give him a T that says "time to leave"?
So, shall we go to the shop?
I mean, if people want, like, do we need anything from the shop? Yes, no.
I mean, we can
Right.
pop in,
We can see what they have.
have a chat, see what they've
Okay.
got.
So we head to the shop. What we doing after that? Because I think we should probably go and just, even if it's travel past or towards his place, and just have a little bit of a look around the outside, and then come back and possibly go and see about doing something.
I mean, I could most likely get us an audience with him tomorrow.
Oh, we can give it a go.
Yeah.
To the shop.
All right. So, as you open up the shop, it's surprisingly better looking than the some of the ones you saw back in Sandpoint. Everything's nice and neatly organized into sections. There's a potion section, a weapon section, an armor section. Each of the sections is fairly small, but they are well organized. And a human male, because you want to know the sex and race of everyone you meet,
Apparently,
sits behind the counter.
doesn't really bother
off
me.
and back.
Intensify writing. Human male.
Say, he's actually writing this down.
God.
So the shopkeeper is a human male.
So just imagine when this campaign ends, Belen's going to have a dramatis persona of everyone that you've ever met or interacted with.
Yeah, I mean, are we gonna get something from him, or what's the goal?
We can inquire about
Well,
what
is
he
it-
has.
So it's a mixture of stuff. Like it's not just like you walk in and it's just weaponry on the walls, but it's
It's a general store, isn't it? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a general store. So they've got some
Okay.
potions, some weaponry, some armor, and mostly just general goods, some farm tools, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna go up to him. Go up to whoever the human. And I'm gonna go. Hello. Well, I am at least looking for some health potions. Cheap ones that don't really do that much, but do a little bit. Go to them. Last a little bit.
Ah, okay. So just some standard, just light healing potions, pretty much.
Yeah, cheap day. Whatever you need. You know what? It'll only work.
Yeah, I should have a couple of those over on the shelves over there.
I forget how much they are, so I hope they're worth it. I look over at the shelf. How much is their prices?
has a little price tag like it's a Walmart.
There's two of them there, and I do have two little price tags.
Son of a bitch.
And
How
they
much?
both say 50 gold.
Welcome to Nibelmart.
Gold. And do I know how much? Obviously out of character, like how much they actually heal.
Yeah, do you have some?
Do I?
we've got four.
I mean,
I'm
I
carrying
guess
four for the
about
party's
four.
inventory. As I said, I'd look after the.
How much?
I've still got 10 goblin ears. Or goblin
Okay.
dog ears, sorry.
Do we want to
Get
burn
rid of
those? Dump them in.
I was gonna throw. No, listen, right? Bear with me. Okay, if we're like, just sort of back up from the shopping. Listen, if we're gonna go and do something to Mister Headley, I think stuff that gives you an allergic reaction and makes you break out in stuff is an excellent thing to do. We could stick it in with his law.
Well, that isn't.
Can you imagine how far those little fibers go? Just personally, because I'm allergic to cats, I know exactly how it happens if you get even a bit of the hair nearby. So these things, where it does it to everybody, and it's far worse. We're just going to chuck them all over his house. That was my plan.
Well, that is
I love it.
certainly an interesting plan.
I love it. Let's do it.
Perhaps we should, I don't know,
Oh, there's also 10 gold in here as well.
find out some information about what's happening and the reason
Good. Oh, yeah.
he's turned before we go and firebomb his house, essentially.
Well, I didn't say we were going to do it straight away.
Biological
I
warfare.
was, in fact, just now talking about how we should do this, like recce it today and then go investigate some.
I will ask, since we're getting some potions, do you guys want to use some of the polyphones we have? And I'll put in another 10 gold to buy those 2 potions. And we can, if anyone, needs them, I'm willing to, help and carry them and give them to whoever needs them.
I mean, you are the cleric who has healing word or cure light wounds.
I mean, we have 4 potions of cure light wounds at the.
Right.
That
I actually haven't got it yet. How much
graciously
do those
bought.
heal?
1d8 plus
One-
question mark.
Plus what? Yeah, plus whatever their casting level is.
We don't know.
Which last time was basically just 1d8 plus something.
Yeah, the last ones you bought were also a nice shade of orange as well.
Same color
They
as that
typically
big
are red.
smoke.
No, actually lighter.
Lighter. Oh, that doesn't fill me
The
with
smoke
confidence.
cloud the smoke cloud was more of a sort of dusty brown orange color.
Yeah, if they don't do what they are designed to do or what they say they do, I'm going back
we're
there and
saving
I'm
the-
beating the piss out of him.
So I'm saving the goblin dog ears for that guy if these don't work.
I mean, we can do.
Right, okay.
Biological warfare is an option, apparently.
So 4 is enough then? We don't need no more?
It's up to you.
Oh, it's probably funds, that's why I'm asking with all you.
We have 10 party funds.
I was just saying, we've only got 10. 10
What?
gold in the pockets.
That's from selling the
Mine
2
says
shields,
90.
isn't it? That's your
Why 90?
personal
No.
gold.
Okay, that's your personal one, Belhin. You guys have only
No,
put 10 gold
my-
into the group fund.
We only
What?
put 10 gold in there last session.
Runic
The
is our
rest of the
treasurer.
stuff we split up. The rest of the stuff we split up. We distributed the 40 gold from the obsidian and the 40 that we got from the gem as well.
Wait, did we distribute the amount I...
I mean, keep in mind, you guys did just get 60 for each of you.
Yeah, so we each got 60, but last session we divvied out the stuff from the
From the sales.
from
Why-
the sales and stuff.
Well,
Why do I have 90 gold in party funds?
you don't
I don't know.
have party funds, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I said I was carrying it.
Well, Runic said he
Like,
was
that's what I thought
carrying it.
was me.
I mean, it's useful to have. I mean, I don't know, but no, we did last session. We we divvied out the stuff we got from the stuff we sold though.
And the 10 from selling those 2 pieces of shit shields went into it.
Well, no, the 10 from the shields went into paying off the what are they called?
Blacksmith.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I've written the wrong number down then, okay. I don't know what the hell. Okay, 2... 10 gold, alright.
While they're discussing this, I'd like to look around to see if there are any holy symbols.
Why are you looking for a holy symbol?
Or maybe I'm looking for the cleric who doesn't know that they exist.
No, there's nothing really in particular marketed as that. Although a holy symbol it mainly is a blessed something that you channel your faith through. Although it doesn't need to be blessed, I believe. I'm not certain.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what Belen's gods are.
Perhaps ask the
Y- y-
cleric.
Well, I'm antisocial, despite being the social.
What's your
Yeah,
charisma?
the social rogue that's antisocial that also can't hit for shit.
Yeah,
I stab good though.
Yeah, you just can't knock
Eventually,
people
it takes you long
unconscious.
enough.
No, it's
No, when
hitting
I
people with the
swapped-
sap. That was the problem.
Yeah, no, I couldn't hit anything with the sap. But when I pulled out my rapier, oh yeah, I stabbed real good.
Pulled out.
Yes, I
And
whipped out my
I'm the
long
immature
blade,
one.
I stabbed the goblins
No, that was
hard.
Belhan.
Yeah, that was.
Belhan is
that
the
was
name of
not
your
very-
character as well,
I
Belhan.
know, which this is why it causes issues.
Oh, yeah. It does.
What the what?
I mean, are there any holy symbols?
Okay, I look at the door. I yell, "Hey, what's your holy symbols look like?"
Um. Well. Which one? Just mine or?
Yes, one of your gods. No, I'm looking for the god of Asmo. You know, I'm looking for one of those things.
Maybe you should let her look through your big book of the gods. I believe that has pictures.
I don't.
Well. Mine is usually a red rose that comes out of cement.
Red rose that comes out of cement.
More specifically.
Wait, are you from Lancashire?
Yeah, no, that's just usually a red rose of some sort.
So just a red rose.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find a wooden or an iron or even a silver red rose around here. Yeah.
You would best ask at the cathedral in Sandpoint for one. If you've got your heart set on it.
I don't have my heart set on anything right now. This is for him.
Why are
It's
you
a
buying?
cleric
him-
without a holy symbol.
Wait, he
I
doesn't
don't
have
need
one.
a holy symbol though.
Need to do.
I know I don't need it because I already have one.
I was going to
Oh,
say.
okay.
Wow, that would have been good to know.
Well, it's
because
almost
you
like
need to ask.
it's almost like you didn't ask.
So,
I'm not gonna say like that's like saying yeah I'm gonna go bathroom. You assume people go to the bathroom. We just don't say it.
are there no holy symbols in this shop at all?
Well, from what I've understood, I'm what? How many of us actually bought camping equipment prior to the game start?
Two. You and Runic.
So yes.
What's that got to do with holy symbols?
Wait,
Yeah,
you're
People
thinking
are gonna.
I don't understand where you're going with this, Cyber.
Belhan bought a weasel. I'm pretty sure he
Oh,
bought a...
no, hang on. Do you worship like the god of tents or something? Are you
Well,
like
if-
camping supplies are us except temple based?
He's like fucking Aquaman. But the tents, guys.
But the tents, guys. I'm here too. But like, no, if you're gonna forget basic camping supply, how am I supposed to know you're gonna have, something that's
Fucking ask the character, Cybran! Stop assuming and being an antisocial prick!
Cleric. I'm a cleric.
Like-
A cleric without a holy symbol is like fucking.
I'm pretty.
There's no.
I'm pretty sure when he gets his clerical license, he gets a holy symbol, or goes
Either that or there
to
becomes
goes to
large
cleric
volumes
school.
of clerical errors.
Didn't.
I don't even know what to compare it to. Like it's.
It's like going to McDonald's and asking for a McFlurry.
No,
and they
it's,
say the
it's
machine's
literally like a
broken.
policeman without a badge.
Yeah. Like you assume if they're a policeman, they probably have a badge.
So, actually, to be fair, have they got any lockpicking kits? Any thieves' tools in the shop? Because I haven't actually specifically seen Cybran use them, so I'm not sure if you've got them.
No, they do not actually.
Do they,
Oh, that's a shame.
do they have?
If you want, hey, Serena, do you need thieves' tools and stuff, or have you
No.
got some?
I'm
Okay.
good.
Do they have any holy symbols at all, or no?
No, not really.
Fair enough.
Because those aren't something you usually just. Well, I mean, they can be something you just buy at a
Buy at a
store.
thrift store.
Stop this line of thinking because they sell crosses at the local Walmart.
I know.
The cross is
Hence-
just two
well,
planks of wood
okay.
strapped together.
Hang on.
Like
Whoa. Back up.
It's more the thing that you choose to represent your faith.
Well, a dildo's right out.
Also, Walmart is different from just ye olde general shop.
No, we're in Nybormart.
No, they don't have Remingtons in aisle 7.
Damn it!
What about AR-15s on aisle 8?
I was just going to ask.
No.
Oh, here, let's buy some firearms.
Shop smart. Shop S smart.
Wait, we didn't actually go over that. Are gunslingers a thing in this?
Yes.
Because
There
I know
are guns in this.
I know there is in the like game you can be a gunslinger in that, but I didn't know if there was in this storyline sort of thing.
Yeah, if they're a thing in the world.
Yeah.
Basically, gun rules, at least right now where you are, guns are rare, and they tend to be more like flintlocks, that sort of thing.
Ah, right, gotcha.
But black powder is something that we're aware exists.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You know they exist. None of you actually know how to work one of them.
Well, that's fine.
Give me 10 minutes. To
But
look
it's not
these
going to be
up.
like if someone shoots one of us, we're going to go, he's got a magic boomstick.
And this is my boomstick.
What do we want these health potions or anything from this shop in that case?
I
No,
don't think so.
no. Since
He
we already
wouldn't
have
happen
some, I
to-
didn't realize. Yeah.
He wouldn't happen to have a crowbar, would he?
I hesitate to ask why.
If we, no, actually. I mean, no. If he's got them in, we could always come back tomorrow, can't we?
Damn it,
Get
Riddick.
sold out in the day.
His inventory doesn't restock daily.
It's every 3
Oh,
days
come
like
on,
a
I
Skyrim trader.
I was giving him more than the 10 minutes it is in Borderlands.
Or the 3 days in Skyrim.
You don't hear that long.
And we've got a
I'm not planning to do
maximum
it, I'll
of
get paid again.
we've got a maximum of 3 days if we want to catch the convoy back to Sandpoint.
Yes.
So, do we want to go to the tavern or do we want to go and check out Mr. Headley's fucking?
That a no to the crowbar?
No. That's a no. Or yes, that's a no.
Well, yeah.
What is it, Red? Is it yes or is it no?
Damn it! Positive and negative
Yes,
verbs are confusing.
actually, no.
I will absolutely say, to the most truthful extent, no.
By my holy god, no. Right. So, do we want to go to the tavern or
So is that a no or is it?
do we want to go and look at Mr. Hadley's place?
No.
Yeah.
Really.
I think we should go like at least for a little bit of a look around before
And do we
before we
want
turn in.
to
so-
get a meeting with him tomorrow?
Yeah, see if we can have a meeting. As long as we can all agree that when we do have this meeting, we're not going to sit up and say, "Hey, so we hear you're plotting to kill the mayor."
Do we
Or
know
so- or
he's
something like
plotting to? I think that's assuming quite a lot. Overthrow, perhaps. Kill, maybe.
You're making a lot of assumptions here.
Well, I can probably get us a meeting.
Alright,
No,
so
that's-
you're all
that's
heading
fine,
off to the manor.
I'd say so. Sort of wander in that direction at least.
In
Alright.
the rain.
I honestly
it
thought you were
has
gonna go in the
brightened up
Navy.
A good amount.
West Virginia.
That was a dwarf having an
That's not even the
aneurysm.
same song.
Alright, so after a little bit of walking. Oh, is it raining up there? Sorry, I keep getting water dripping down on me.
No, it's just
Ah.
leaky pipes.
Probably.
Not the only leaking. Never mind.
I mean,
I don't even. That
anyway, what's
doesn't.
going on? So after a little bit of walking, it is fairly easy to see the manor because it's a
Does it actually
Very
have lights
large.
with his name out front?
No,
Oh, well, you never know.
it doesn't have big glowing letters over it. It's a fairly large, three-story, almost castle sort of looking design to it.
Very fancy.
Although it doesn't have like exterior walls and then a keep. It's mainly, it looks to be one building. Solid stone, all of course a very bright and polished stone.
Much smaller than most I've seen.
And
Must be,
outside, you can't
well,
see much on the on the eastern side of it because there isn't much. It's just a whole bunch of well-kept lawn area. And the same behind it, although you do see a couple of armed and armored people walking about on patrols of two.
Go up to the door and knock? Question?
No, I was just like if we literally just sort of like if we can like walk around the grounds just to see what the place looks like from all sides, and then like see how many guards we can see wandering around the place, and then pop in to see.
Which one of you three
Get
is
a
the
meeting with
tallest?
I am.
Somehow I doubt that dwarf.
The three of us like points at Serena.
I'm only 5'6".
It's taller than me.
Huh?
Oh no, it isn't. Oh Jesus, what?
How tall are you?
Oh, I was going with like sort of Oh no, I'm 5'6".
So you're both 5'6".
Who's
Yes,
the
and then
tall
there's a
person of
dwarf.
everyone?
Which one of you's got a
Probably Ezra.
sword?
I have a sword.
Wait, how big is that?
I'm
I'm 6'3".
How tall did you think I was, Runic?
I just imagine you as being like sort of 5'11", 6 foot.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
She's 7'11".
So you mean, are we a party of short people with like one tall asshole,
Yes.
like
One tall
tall
ass.
guy,
I'll have you know I am perfectly
like, all-
average height.
who all the like short
Black
people are
people.
always like, don't fucking listen to this guy. He obviously doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right. So I'm
He's
gonna
a child.
stick
That's
my
just-
shield on my back and tie that up.
Alright.
I do have a helmet. Actually, while we were in the shop, did they have any like head scarves or anything? Like, I don't even really care if it's just like an ascot or
Yes.
something. Something that I could cover my head with to keep out of the rain. I get the
Yeah, they
feeling
did
it's
have a
gonna rain
couple of
lot.
scarves.
Fair enough.
Instantly jingled.
Making
Was
it
that,
rain.
was that the bell going into the shop?
It did sound like that, yes.
You were getting a tinkling.
Right, so if you want to wander around and investigate, I can go and get us an appointment for tomorrow.
Might be suspicious if we all go to invest.
No, you
I
three
don't
wander
like you.
around. I just go and get the appointment by myself.
No, I'm not letting you go.
I am great with nobles, even self-proclaimed ones.
I
And
I tell you what,
No.
Serena, if I go in with him, just because you're
I'm
of
not
the
going
slightly more
in.
Oh, aren't you?
No, I'm going to talk to the butler about seeing an appointment to see him tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Yes. I got you. Even then, I'll go with him if you want to. If you want to do a bit of a circuit of the outside at a distance, because you're a little bit more on the
I'm what now?
a little bit more on the sort of hiding side of things.
Okay.
I hear horses. Anyone else hear horses?
We're still on that carriage journey. All this carriage is going up.
That's fair.
Yeah, just ignore that because I'm just keeping it on for the rain.
That's fair.
We'll finally wait.
So
Is that doing it? Jesus, I thought it was raining outside.
Across the border, right?
so
It's been raining. Honestly, it's been raining for me for like the past 3 days. I'm
yeah,
not
it's
even
kind of like
joking.
that in England. It's been on and off though.
Oh, you lucky fucking bastards.
Here in California,
Meanwhile,
where it's
just
hot.
solid clouds for the last 3 days.
Bellin,
Anyways.
my house floods because I live at the bottom of a ravine.
That seems unwise.
I don't
For
have-
those of you doing the looking around on the outside, are you trying to be stealthy about it?
Wait.
I will be.
Wait, who's doing? Okay.
So I was going to go in with Viking.
Of course you
So
will.
yeah, Belhen and Serena would
Oh,
be
wait, Ezra,
walking
sorry.
out outside.
Should I fall? I'm gonna fall. So wait, Viking or Ezra's gonna go up and try get like a meeting with the person, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm following that group basically. I'm
Really?
gonna be with that group.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna make my life so much more difficult.
Why?
Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, so Serena's doing the. He's-
Cybran, your character kind of resembles an elf, doesn't she?
She is an elf.
Cool. That's all I wanted to know.
Oh, I didn't ask what race this guy was. Fuck.
He was human.
What?
I'm going to assume Bellin means the.
Lord Headley?
Yeah.
No,
He's
I-
human. I think the
Oh,
mayor
yeah?
said he was human.
Did he?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're
Oh,
blood
okay.
human.
Okay.
So, Serena, go ahead and give me a stealth and perception check if you're being sneaky about it.
Fuck's sake.
Not very. Very perceptive, though.
So, as you're doing your circuit, you notice that there's another smaller, like sort of access door on the east side of the building, opposite to the main entrance, which is on the west side. Or wait, no, the main entrance is on the east side.
West
The
side.
small side
Sorry.
door is on the west side, because the main entrance is facing the town.
Okay, I make a mental note of this.
As well as there are 4 patrols of 2 men each taking basically a corner if it was cut into quarters. And you do notice one of them which came fairly close to you. As they were walking away, they were sort of snickering a little.
Hmm.
And you
She's
also
gonna
notice
stab
that
them.
there are 2. And yeah, the ones on patrol, they're wearing
Are they all wearing
Or,
like a uniform? If that makes sense.
yes, all of these ones are wearing a tabard. That's the word I was looking for. So a bit of cloth over their armor with it's quartered into the bottom left and top right are white, whereas the top left and bottom, or top right and bottom left, are a nice deep purple color. And underneath that, you can see the glint of chainmail.
Oh, so he's got his own fucking house colours as well, has he?
Yeah, I make a mental note of all of this.
Alright. And you do see another 2, both at the main and rear entrance, which are wearing the same sort of tabard, but you can catch the glint of a full, plate armor under it. And they are wearing helmets.
One question: is Jonas with us or Nick?
I tend to leave him outside of buildings.
We're not going into the building. However, having a giant crystalline-looking wolf is gonna make my job a little bit more tricky.
It's like, well, you can stand over. I can make him go and walk somewhere else if you want. Or you could ask him nicely. You might even do it, you know.
Fair enough.
So if I was gonna say, if we're walking up to go and speak to the butler, then yeah, I can make him sort of move out of the way so he's not nearby.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so continue with Simon's thing. I was just inquiring.
That was it.
Oh, fair enough. Right, in that case, I will lead our small, intrepid adventuring group up to the door and give several hearty knocks on the main door. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, you actually don't get up to the main door
Do we not? What a surprise.
because there are two fully plate armor wearing people standing there with halberds.
And they
And
cross.
as you get close, yep, they do cross them in front of you. And the one to your right calls out, "Halt! What business have you?"
Ah, good day, sirs. I am here on business for Lady Serena Arrowhorn. She is in from the east and wishes to visit Lord Headley.
Roll bluff.
Fuck! Why am my rolls so shit?
Huh. And do you have any papers or anything to confirm that?
Papers, and I sort of pat around myself. Did you two pick up the papers?
Wait, I thought you had them.
Oh, you... Jarvis,
I'm
the
just gonna.
squire has them.
I'm just gonna turn and look at him, tilt my head, and just respond in Sylvan with just like a string of gibberish, and then look confused.
Oh, yes, I forgot you don't speak. The squire, Jarvis, has them. And he's back at
I
the
told
tavern
him-
with the lady.
Okay. I mean, we could. Oh, she wanted it so soon, though. She wanted. She
We-
told us to do this.
We
If
travel out in 2
we don't-
days.
I
If we could just
I
talk
don't
to the
want to go
butler, I'm
back.
sure we could organise something.
Yeah, I don't want to have to go back and tell them that we didn't get to audience immediately just because we didn't bring the papers.
She is a
Random jingles.
she is a highly respected lady in the East.
I know. I don't want to disappoint her.
I-
Mm-hmm.
I'm
God
so
damn
scared.
it. Lucky.
Stop fiddling with a coin, then.
It's like Simon Slater.
Oh, for God's sake.
Well,
Uh,
I'm afraid I can't let you in without any stops as the door suddenly opens.
Please, sir.
And
I
a man, human, in decently like a almost not quite a suit, but a well kept but modest sort of clothing, sticks his head out. "Oh, Jeffrey, those are the adventurers that you're told to keep an eye out for." And the guard just sort of turns his head back. "Oh, are they, sir?"
Adventurous?
"Oh, yes."
Well, I suppose we have been called
Oh.
adventurous. No, we are the...
"Oh, then I suppose you can go right in." And they uncross their pole arms. And the man who stuck his head out the door is just sort of
Oh,
beckons for you to come over.
thank you very much.
yes, we heavily appreciate.
As we go in, I sort of whisper to them, not exactly how I intended that to go.
"Yes, it is only my duty. Lord Headley wished to speak with you all when you arrived, or if you arrived, rather.
Oh,
Should we wait for your fourth member, or?"
she is currently back at the tavern resting. As
Are you sure about that?
to my knowledge, yes. Lady Arrowhorn doesn't like to walk in the rain.
I'm just going to jabber away in Sylvan and nod vigorously.
He's foreign, unfortunately, but what can you do? He's a very good crossbowman. So,
I may have watched Fifth Element the other night. I'm just sat there going, multipath.
Lilu multipass, Lilu multipass.
That's all I'm saying is just jabber away pointless.
Oh, god damn it.
Alright, so
Never mind. Just-
alright then. If you'd all just step inside then and out of this drizzle.
Yes, this rain is absolutely dreadful. Is it always like this?
yes.
Oh, occasionally.
Hmm.
Some days we get a good amount of sun. Well, most days really. Helps with the farmland.
Ah, yes, of course. Farmland.
That is always a good thing.
And so, as you all step in, it's a very elegant entry hall, like similar to what you see on movies. There's a main door ahead, but then two staircases curving up around the outside.
What are movies?
Well, this is out of character writing. Shush you! I'll stab you.
Serena certainly will.
Probably, but you know.
The only thing stopping me is if I fly over to Britain, it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper for Wateria to fly over and punch me.
Very true.
But continuing on. He does stop you before you go further into the house, though.
Ah, yes, we are
Or the
wet,
manor.
unfortunately.
Yes, I'll... Then he just sort of snaps his finger and another servant comes over and he sends them off for towels.
Ah, there is no
Oh.
need. As you are probably aware, Lady Arrowhorn travels with many companions, and myself as a bard, I do know a spell that could help with this, if that would be easier.
Oh, that would be easier.
And I just sort of snap my fingers and cast Prestidigitation on all three of us and dry us off. Because it can do that, right?
Kind of snap your finger a few times, I think.
Yeah, because you aren't quite soaking.
Yeah.
So
I think if we were completely drenched through, then it would probably have to be like a fireball
It
spell or
would.
something.
Fireball. Bit much.
Oh god, we need to dry up.
Much.
Fireball! Oh god! Well, that definitely...
You would be
But,
dry.
before you go in to see the Lord, I'm afraid I'm going to ask for you to check your weapons in here. And he
Oh.
just sort of gestures over to a table set on the side.
Of course, it is Lord Headley's home. We wouldn't like to impose with weapons or such. And I sort of unbuckle my sword and hand him my shield.
He takes them and sets them both on the table. And he looks expectantly at Bellin.
Well, Bellin, hand over your weapons.
as I look over...
I say something in gibberish that sounds a lot like what Yoland has been saying, to basically gesture to him, hand over your fucking weapons.
I'll just look at you, cock my head a bit, turn around and look at Bellin and talk to him in Sylvan for a bit, shrugging.
Do you see what I have
wait,
to work with here?
Which do I know? Oh, damn it, Celestial, damn it.
That's Sylvan, isn't it?
So Sylvan
No.
is different.
All right, yeah.
No,
then
I
it's-
know. That's why I went. Damn it. Okay, so I'm like, okay, and I take out my mace, put on the table. Take out my morning star, put that on the table. Take out my short bow, and my arrows, put that on the table. Then look around. Oh, right. And I put the sap on the table.
Lady
Do I have to
Arrowhorn
take
likes
my
us to be well armed.
I'd imagine the roads can be dangerous at times.
They can be
Do
indeed.
I have to?
On our way here, we encountered nearly 3 giants. The roads are getting frightfully dangerous.
Just sort of looking at the other two. Yeah.
Roll bluff.
Ah.
Roll bluff.
Yes, that's better.
Ah, giants, you say?
Indeed, we nearly
Well, I suppose
lost
I'll
2
have to talk
parties.
With, oh my, I'll have to talk with my lord about beefing up our security detachment then.
It might be worth considering, but I believe they were a few days out and we managed to deal with them, so Perhaps beefed up security is not something to worry your lord with at the moment. But I'm sure if the attacks grow more frightfully dangerous, perhaps it would be worth considering.
But it'd be better to hire them up beforehand, I'd imagine. So we have them in call in case anything unfortunate were to happen.
Well, that is indeed true, but the price of mercenaries, as this is a farming community, I highly doubt you would find many, let's say, veteran soldiers amongst the peasantry. Mercenaries can be quite expensive.
Oh, true, but we could put a messenger out to Magnamar and have him post a job offering for any adventuring party who could take them on. That would also work.
Indeed, it would.
Oh, you pay us. We'll do it.
And he just sort of like
I just nudge Belwyn
nod,
to shut
nod
the fuck
to.
up.
Well, and he also nods to Erland. And does your companion here have any weapons?
It's like looking around at the rest of them.
I'm going to
I'll just
say.
I'll just sort of
I'm going to say.
I'll
in
just sort of wander
Elvish,
over, pull.
Put your
I'll
weapons
just sort of-
down. But
I'll just
Yellen's
sort
not
of
gonna
wander
understand
over,
that.
pull the spear out from behind, stick it blade down in the floor next to the stuff, and pull the crossbow off my shoulder, put that on the table and the bolts,
I'm just sort
and then,
of
and then turn around and look all. No, turn around, look all pleased with myself in front of the.
Yes, well done, Yerland. I'm terribly sorry about the floor.
Have to get that. It should be fine.
He was at least careful.
If you'd follow me,
Of course,
and
lead
he
on.
gestures to lead you, and he leads you up to the stairs and off to the side, down a hallway, and towards and opens the door and gestures for you all to go into a room, which
I enter.
is a very opulently furnished room.
Oh,
Some very expensive looking paintings adorn the walls. Gold statuettes line a cabinet off to the right, and the desk itself has plenty of gold inlays.
he's quite wealthy then.
And behind it, behind the desk, sits a just past the prime human male.
So in his late
His
40s.
stomach's a bit. His stomach is a bit pronounced, and he's wearing very obviously expensive clothing. And as you all walk in, he continues sitting, and he just sort of leans back and gestures to the chairs in front of his desk. Sit down.
I say, Lord Headley, and bow.
Oh, and then I realized he's bowing and bow too. Like,
I'm just gonna sort of wander. I'm just gonna sort of wander to one side of the room and start looking at paintings on the walls. Really,
You must forgive him, he is foreign. He is exceptionally good at what he does, but not so great with nobility.
so.
He looks a bit annoyed, but it's understandable. Although I'm afraid you have the advantage of me, for I don't know what to call you.
Ah, myself, my name is Ezra Vale.
Name's Spellhunt.
Mr. Vale, Mr. Bellhunt, and he nods to each of you.
And the socially awkward gentleman is called Yerland.
just sort of turn around and start gesturing to the two of them, and like just sort of talking utter rot in Sylvan, pointing at the painting and nodding really.
Mr. Yerland? And he says it with a bit of hesitation as he nods.
Just wave.
If you all may have a seat, and he gestures to the seats in front of his desk.
This guy is in charge, or all the other nobles look up to him, and Yerland's standing there looking, standing in front of a painting, just looking back at him, going, like a fucking retard.
No, it's not that kind of thing. It's just like, hiya! Hey, this is really neat. Oh, what's this? Oh, hey, look at this. Oh, wow, he's got paintings here, guys. Isn't this cool? Ooh!
Vernick, I'm getting a distinct feeling you're enjoying yourself making Ezra be accountable for your actions.
Are you emulating me?
Possibly.
Fuck you.
You just not figured that out?
And I had to point it out.
I don't speak gibberish.
No, but that's what's. I'm no good at bluffing, but that's why I'm doing it. Not many people speak Sylvan.
Fair enough. I take a seat.
Are the other two of you going to join him in the seat?
Yeah, I wonder
Oh.
if this. Has he got any like cigars or a decanter anywhere in the?
No.
Damn it! I'm gonna help myself to a drink while I'm here.
I will sit in one of the seats.
If the other two are sitting down, I'll walk over and sit down.
So, gentlemen, I do believe that, and correct me if I'm wrong, and apologies for being a bit, blunt, to put it, but I do believe you have been sent over to aid the mayor in, well, let's say, dealing with me, helping him find a solution. And he just sort of, like, gestures for you to expand upon it. Like, just open hands.
We're here as a more.
I just put my hand over Belhen's mouth.
I look at him with a very deadly look. Like, if you do that again, he's probably going to do something painful to you.
Well, let me do the talking, Belhen. We are not aware of Our Lady's mission. However, our mission is to protect her. We are an adventuring band, as you are aware. She hired us way off in the east to come and assist. We recently stopped at Sandpoint and have made our way over to here.
Gentlemen, please. You don't need to lie to me. I know that you came in with the caravan, and hell, I currently have a bit of my men in town selling to that very merchant.
Well, it was worth a try.
You should let me talk. I could have started off really fucking well. Sorry. I was gonna be quite blunt and obvious with you, but
This is the
Frontier
dwarves' time.
likes to-
He's blunt and obvious.
Ahem.
I
Yes.
get comfortable in the chair.
We're more here, less of to deal with an issue, more of to help facilitate a bell resolve to the problem at hand. Now, the problem at hand could be a few things, but we don't like to make our presumptions until we know both parties. And you seem like a reasonable man, and I'd like to know a little bit about you before I take sides on anything here.
Well then, if you want to know both sides of the story, then I'd imagine that you'd want to know that the mayor is a shape-shifting man-eating monster, and is harboring more of the same.
Those
I mean,
are
like,
some.
I'm gonna start picking my nose very openly.
Those are some hefty accusations.
I'm gonna roll fucking sense motive on that shit.
Yeah, I would
first
like
of
to as
all.
well, actually, because that is suspicious as fuck. Fuck!
That's like, wait a minute.
Fucking natural one. Am I Will Wheaton?
As for you believe him,
Do I?
Bellin,
I think he's telling the truth, but whether I believe him is a different matter.
you think he's telling the truth. Bellin,
Yes.
you know he's very confident in what he's saying.
Okay. I can't tell rather truth or lie in this situation.
These are hefty accusations. Do you have any proof?
Well, yeah, actually.
Why, yes. One of my men saw him change late at the night when he was going off of, out of the town hall. He stepped behind a building, I believe it was the general store from my employee's story, and the employee says his face shifted like water and he became shorter. And then he went off to another building where my employee followed him, and he met with some other people, and while my employee wasn't close enough to hear what they were talking about, it was clear that they were not normal citizens of the town, so to say.
I'm gonna start flicking the contents of my nose as hard as I can upwards at the sea.
I never did that.
Wait, so it says that the mayor is a shapeshifter.
Shape-shifting, man-eating monster.
Shifter man
I'm
eats
imagining Bellin
monster.
sitting there with a little
Now,
fucking
you
notepad
say-
and pen.
No, I am literally writing this down in front of him. Money monster. Now, have you actually seen him eat a monster? Like a.
Have there
or
been an increase
a man,
in deaths
a man?
recently?
Well, there's been a few people going missing, and there's no other, well, obvious cause for it.
People going missing.
What are you, a
Now,
fucking
this man
police
has-
officer?
Now, you've been here for around 8 years, and having that time actually living here. The mayor's been here for around, I believe, 14.
Well, he's been mayor
in
for
that
14.
time. Now, in that time, do you believe that? Well, what could have changed? The fact that now he's a man-eating monster. I assume people would have realized, or if he was a monster, he would have enacted on his instincts earlier.
Shapeshifters, surprisingly enough, are not feral beasts. They're
Oh,
usually
no,
quite
they have a
intelligent.
certain sense of, they have a certain amount of cunning to them.
Usually.
But why now than any other? Why? And also, who is this servant you'd say told you this? I like to get my information straight from the mouth of the horse.
That is not how that saying goes.
Well, fuck you. But you know what?
Well, I can have my butler, who is waiting outside, show you to him after our
Oh.
conversation is over.
All right.
As for your other question, I'm not certain what has changed. I just know that in the past, 8 years, there's been people disappearing from time to time. Hell, we even had a few of we had 2 priests of Abadar who came in with a shipment about, a year ago, and they disappeared before the caravan left the town.
A year ago.
Yes.
It's,
That is
before the-
interesting. As the mayor, potential shapeshifter as you say he is, claimed that yourself and multiple nobles and lords who live around here also changed a year ago to more heavily oppose him.
Well, yes,
Well-
because with the disappearances suddenly increasing, and with my servant here only finding out about it about a year ago, everything just sort of fit into place, so I knew I had to oppose him.
Can I
Right.
also sense this?
Is
Like, sorry, can I sense move that, or did my previous sense move go for all this?
I'm gonna say you can roll again,
yeah, I
Okay.
will as well.
but
But
it'll only be for that.
is how long ago were the 2
do it.
priests from Sandpoint, the 2 ones of Abadar that went missing, left?
Week and a half.
A week and a half.
A couple of weeks. No, hang on. Let me check. I have it written down. Where are we? 2 priests missing on trip to Magnamar end of last week. Mr. Hinckley had only been in the priesthood for 1.5 months. They were both concerned about something.
So this doesn't relate
Wait.
to, or theoretically,
No, it's
it
not the same
shouldn't
2.
relate to the same 2.
Unless they're yeah.
Time lock or
Must be
something.
time traveled. All right.
Are you a religious man, Mr. Headley?
Not quite enough to regularly attend service, and I don't really have a. He sort of rubs his chin. I don't really have a chosen deity that I'd worship in particular, but I do my best not to annoy the gods.
Fair enough.
Okay. Interesting.
I would like to sense motive that.
All right. Also, for your last sense motive, for both of you, he does seem he is speaking honestly. Although you can feel a little bit more pressure against the mayor.
Yeah.
Right.
14
Um,
again?
I,
Can't
I,
roll
I,
for
I'm gonna be
shit.
honest, right? I don't like keep doing this. So, is there any like? Do you want us to wait for every question that we ask,
Well, I'm sense
or is it
motiving
a
specifically the religious part.
right? Right. No, I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
If you want
around.
to sense motive specific parts, you can. But if you also want to just do a sense motive for the whole encounter, you can as well. However, I don't want you guys mixing the two.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
that's fair.
gotcha. Okay, and we've already started doing it for certain questions. So it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll only ever
Okay,
do it
so I
for
could
specific things.
because I was going to roll one at the end to see if how I gauged it through the whole thing, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think both are
I'm gonna say
acceptable.
you can because I didn't really say that.
No,
before.
no, don't worry. If don't worry about it.
Yeah, I
That's the other reason I've been sat there pretending to not talk.
I will probably
Okay.
sense motive specific questions.
Okay. Um. So
Mine was about his
Yeah.
religious
he
thing.
seems honest, and also around the office, you don't really see anything like relating to any of the gods. It's all mainly just things to look pretty and a couple of business-related items,
Fair
some
enough.
scales, an abacus, that sort of thing.
um, right. Well, with the now, one of the things I'm more worried about is that personally, I'm not too trusting of anyone immediately. Now, I'll be honest with you. We we have some ideas of you know uh, that you could that you for some reasons that you could hate the mayor and have own reasons to do so. Now, here's a better question: is why if you've seen this, why have you not shared this information with the commoners?
Or acted
Then
upon it.
other
You do have a small army at your disposal.
Oh, why do you think I'm building that up? I need to be able to protect myself as well as my fellow nobles. I've been trying to spread the word amongst them, but the common folk in the town, the mayor's got them in his pocket.
I somehow doubt that a single shapeshifter would be able to deal with 60 men, give or take.
Oh, not one. As I said, my employee saw him meet with others who did not seem entirely human nor any of the normal races of the town.
The normal races of the town, if I'm not mistaken, are mostly half breeds, but there are purebloods, so to speak, as well. What would be
actually,
counted as not normal?
Well, most of the species of most of the races we have in town here are, as you said, half breeds, or at the very least, very much resembling humans. These had a off feeling to them, and he saw another one change his hand into, well, he wasn't sure what. It was Dark Knight, but he certainly saw his hand change from a human's to something else.
What check would that be to try and figure out what that was, if that was a shapeshifter or something else?
Um, I'm gonna say right now it would be a very difficult check because it's very much vague.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking vague.
And what are you trying to figure out? Like what type of shapeshifter it is?
Even
or-
if it even is a shapeshifter. But yeah, it is pretty vague, so it'd probably be quite hard on the difficulty. And I'm not that great.
I mean, if you're trying to figure out if it was a spell, it'd be Arcana. If you're trying to figure out if it would be like a race, it'd be Nature
Well,
or like a creature. or something like that.
shapeshifters, to my knowledge, at least my personal knowledge of Pathfinder, are the only ones who can change their form, but I could be wrong.
There are a couple different species that can change their form, and some of them do it through illusions, not through actually transforming.
Ah, fair enough.
So,
Out of character, in Pathfinder, succubi are one of the things that can totally transform.
yeah, Succubi can do it. There's the classic Changeling. There is an actual. Oh god, I can't remember it, but there's like a chaotic evil monster that changes shape to its victims and then lures more off. I can't remember what that one was called, but
Ah, fair enough. There are
Yeah,
multiple
there's a-
then.
there are a
There's-
good amount of various things that
gotcha.
can shape change.
And with the
And like I said-
vagueness of the description he's provided, it could be literally any one of them.
Yep.
Fair enough.
What other information would you rather that you've been told about this?
Not much else. My employee left shortly after he saw them meet up because, well, who would want to stay near a group of potential monsters? Which I imagine he is.
Do I get a racist vibe from him?
Check for racism.
Roll for racism.
Oh dear. He doesn't seem to be, but the way
No.
he said half-bloods,
I don't know. Did
he may consider them slightly second-class citizens, but I wouldn't say he was racist
I'm pretty sure that's never mind.
in the way that the way I interpret
I was
it.
like, I'm pretty sure that is.
Well, I was the one who said it. He just parroted it back to me.
Less of another tutu there. I mean, so is so other than this, your servant, why would I mean, let's take hypothetical. Let's say no monsters, right? You know, the mayor is a monster, and you don't like him. What would give you a reason to not like the mayor?
Aside him being a
Well, he leans back in his chair.
shape-shifting, murdering monster.
I mean, if he is a monster, then, well, I'd have to oppose him almost on principle alone.
Which is fair.
No,
But
let's
I
imagine
saying he
you
wasn't.
could- I suppose you could say that I could go against him due to the laws he's enacting to try and limit the amount of power nobles have in this area.
Right, which very sad to see.
Of course.
But it's one of those things where we have to see from every point of view in this situation. Now, what? Let's say for the other nobles, are there any worries they might have about him? Is there anything else you've seen that he's done a little iffy that you know, most definitely don't want people to know about? Or, well, would, you know, want them to know about if you want them to turn them against him?
Well, I've had my employees be watching him a bit more, and he certainly has been disappearing a lot now that I've been looking for it. As well as a couple of other people in town just appearing or disappearing almost at random. It's almost like we get new people in every day and then lose some of them, which, well, shapeshifters disguising themselves, I'd imagine.
Right. Now, let's say the mayor is now a monster. You know, he's been gathering up people of the town. Is there anyone nearby where a monster would hide?
He's been. Bellin?
What? Hello?
You cut off at he's been.
Oh. Oh,
Not
wait.
for me, he didn't.
Fuck.
No,
so
not for me,
apparently
then.
I lost connection for a bit there.
fuck, what did I say?
You asked where he's been, or where he's been
Oh,
seen.
Or
so
no,
no,
wait, what's all this?
I was asking. Okay, so if, for example, he is a monster. He has been just killing or taking people. Where would you say a monster would hide in the local area? Caves, any sort of areas where you would tell your servants really not to go due to them being too dangerous areas.
Well, there's of course the nearby forest, Sanos Forest.
Isn't that where the gnomes are from?
Yes, it is filled with a good amount of the Fae. However, further to the north along the lake isn't really, well, to the northwest more specifically, isn't really well mapped due to it being a mixture of foothills, grassland, and some occasional forests. No one really has had any reason to go over there, so.
Okay, so over by the lake to the north. Um. Uh.
There's also that island out in the middle of the lake that nobody has really explored, to my knowledge.
Uh. Excuse me. Sorry. Say that again.
There's an island out in the middle of Ember Lake that hasn't really been explored, to my knowledge. Here, I'll pop you to the map.
Oh,
What,
it
in the
wasn't
center?
island.
Yeah. That one.
Ah. That wasn't the island that was on the smaller map. Okay.
No, that one's just a small offshore island which has a church on, which is probably like 50 feet from the land, I would have said. Maybe a bit further,
about.
but that one looks like that's a good few hundred meters, if not more.
About 40 miles, I think it is. I'm not sure.
That's an extreme
Okay.
distance to row.
Well, it was almost 100 between Sandpoint and Nybor.
That is fair.
There is, in fact, a scale at the bottom of the map as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was using.
Yeah, it'd probably be
Alright.
about 40 or 60.
In all other cases, are you sure that your servant wasn't hallucinating and that he isn't a monster? Or do you absolutely believe he's a monster?
Well, as I said, once I started having some of my employees start looking for oddities in the mayor's schedule, they were there.
What such oddities?
The mayor tends to disappear quite often.
Political
Just-
meetings?
No, those he typically holds in the town hall. This is him off hours, so to speak. Just sort of disappearing and not being able to be found anywhere. At least none of my employees have been able to find him in town or near it.
This is when I would love to have known all the receptionists' names.
Out of curiosity, which one of the receptionists works for you?
Neither of them, actually.
That does surprise me.
Since
Yes, he's been. Hold on. Yes, he's been quite specific about having his own hand-picked people as his staff. In fact, I don't have anyone in the town hall. Yeah, now so the set's better for the play.
Sorry.
No problem.
I
You're fine.
tried. Well,
He's being honest, as far as you can tell.
yeah.
But we're really not good at reading these people, so
For some reason, this is
for
how.
all
Like,
we know, he
I
could be lying through his fucking teeth.
have been rolling so shit. I've been rolling 5.
You've been rolling
2
consistently in the middle.
No, I've been rolling 5, 2, 3, It's 6.
Wait, how much of a bonus do you have to sense motive?
I have a
I have
+8.
+5.
Jesus.
Sense motive is my fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's why I
You
fucking
got a
keep
plus
doing it.
8.
I feel like we couldn't roll worse if we were doing it with actual dice.
Like,
Hang on, let me try. Let me try.
Okay,
That
Leggy,
worked.
heads or tails? Fuck it.
Really, a natural one?
No. Right. Roll it.
Hey, look, natural 1.
Are we just all Will Wheaton? Has the curse spread?
no,
Wait.
wait.
Nick, you're whispering all your rolls to GM.
No, I didn't actually roll anything.
Oh.
You rolled IRL.
Nah.
Alright,
No, I
let's see.
didn't. I didn't physically roll anything.
I even rolled a 10. That would have been better. That would have been 18.
This is
Goddamn.
fucking bad this week.
Apparently.
Not that it's been better for the last couple of
16.
weeks.
Putting the dice away. Well, in that case, we'll have to do some investigation of our own then. Do you have any? Who else of your servants can we talk to who have been watching the schedule so we can communicate with them and understand that who's gathering this information and be able to properly communicate with them to get accurate information, so we can double check some of these numbers.
Well, you won't be able to do it if you got back to town immediately, but sometime by the end of the day, I shall send a message to one of my employees over there who will know. Basically, if you're going to the Lamed Pony, ask for the well-cooked goat from a fairly attractive elven barmaid.
That sounds delicious. Both the goat and the barmaid.
A elven.
Off in the distance, a facepalm heard.
So if a tree falls in the forest, it does get heard.
I have a
Well,
question for you,
okay.
Serena. Sorry, Lady
Well-cooked
Arrowhorn.
goat by the elven barmaid. All right. And just a general question, because I like to know my area. What's the as he kind of seems to struggle as he's about to say this? How's the peasants like? You could say crime and such.
Are the peasantry running
No,
wild?
not much that I have seen. Nybor is a fairly sleepy town
All right.
in terms of local, well, unrest or lack thereof.
Well, it doesn't have a huge population, and the influx of your personal guards may deter any such crime.
Yes.
Exactly. That's why I got them in the first place.
I bet they cost you a pretty
Well,
penny then.
and the mayor. Oh yes, but I've got a couple of interests in Magnamar which are pulling in more than these cost.
Fair enough. Wait, where is Magnamar?
Well, good to know.
Southwest of Sandpoint.
Oh, right. Is that like the...
Isn't that
main-
the electrical Pokemon?
Yes, but isn't that... I think that's
It's-
Magnemite.
Magnetite.
Magnetite.
Uh,
okay. Is it like...
Magnamar is
town?
basically the capital of this region.
Ah, right.
It's basically the largest city in this area, and seeing as how it's a frontier town sort of thing.
Doesn't say much.
Well, it is a decently large place. And that is where the queen of this area is set up, so...
Fair enough. Ooh, there's a queen.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, wait,
I
wasn't
will
it Magnamar?
slap you.
Yes, at this point, that's
Yes,
what
Daddy.
the queen's set up.
Did he just say yes, Daddy?
Cease and
Sorry,
desist. Immediately. Very well. Do we have any more questions for Lord Headley?
I don't. Yeah. We. yes, we
I have
lived
some
a bit.
investigation leads I wish to follow up on my own, in fact.
No.
We'll look into this information, and you'll know of our
Nope.
response. We'll hopefully get back to you soon about
He
this
would, but
information.
unfortunately Lord Headley has had to mute himself.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
We will get back to you once we've done some of our own investigations and talk to your people.
All right, and stay safe out there, adventurers.
If we aimed to stay safe, we would not have become adventurers.
Well, stay alive, rather.
That we can try.
Still picking my nose.
God damn it.
It's like a full on. You got mining rigs,
You're
everything up there. It's like a
properly
proper
digging,
excavation. Yeah.
I'm just going to stand up to leave.
Yes, I stand up as well. I put my hand out to shake his hand.
He rises up from his seat the first time he's done so after you got here and shakes your hand.
How tall is he?
Not very.
Ha!
He is shorter than you, Ezra.
Most people are. Especially
He is-
humans.
He is about 5'8", so just a bit taller than Runic.
Huh.
I forgot your character's name. Why did I forget that? Erlen.
Erland. I shake his
Yes.
hand
Sorry.
as well. And just sort of gently pull him in slightly closer and just go, I wouldn't shake his hand, and point to Erland quietly.
Just if we're all standing up, I'm going to stand up, just very, very sort of like visibly wipe my hand on my trousers, and then offer that hand to him to shake. Whilst
He's gonna sit back down. And not.
Probably a safe bet.
gonna sort of just frown at him and then start just sort of complaining in Sylvan as I turn around and walk out with the rest of them. Could I get a sentiment on the whole thing then, or
Wait, isn't
Yeah, you can.
Sylvan Jodennis's language?
nope? Yona speaks all the languages I do.
So yes, technically he does speak Sylvan.
Nope. Well, yeah, he also speaks Sylvan, but it isn't his language.
Fair enough.
Sylvan's like fae and sort of nature spirits. and
All
stuff.
right.
That sort of thing.
Where are we? Sense motive.
Most elves know it as well.
Would Elven come under Sylvan?
And that's what you get for waiting over the whole thing. And you will actually get a bit more detailed thing if you wait for doing your sense motive
Fair
to
enough.
balance it out between doing it for independent things. Erlen, the whole thing to you seemed a bit shifty, but he didn't really seem to be like just straight up lying to you. He might have stretched a few things, but as far as you can tell, he believed most everything he said.
Yes, there's a horse outside. Be quiet.
Yes, there is currently a horse passing by with a very heavily hooded figure because of the drizzle.
Turns out it's Serena.
Wait, how did you
She's gone to a panto store and got one of those horse outfits.
No, not the horse.
She's only the front half of it.
Wait, then who's the back half?
There
She's
isn't
left out of the
one.
shop. It was cheaper to rent just the half.
Just the front half of a horse
Yeah.
walking
I'm
up.
just going to go to the door.
Anytime anyone
and-
asks her about something, she just goes, "Ain't you ever seen a centaur before?"
That's not how a centaur works.
Well, that's why she prances off quickly. It's a couple of seconds with someone going, "Wait, what?"
Damn it.
I'm going to go to the door, and I'm assuming Jeffrey? No, Jeffrey's one of the guards. The butler is waiting outside for us.
Yes, the butler is waiting just outside the door.
Fair enough.
And when he sees you all coming out, he just sort of starts heading off to the back the way he came, looking back to make sure you're following. Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks at stealth level. Yeah, I'm following.
So he leads you back through the mansion and back to the front door. And he gestures to all your weapons.
I pick up my sword and reattach it to my belt and strap my shield to my back.
I take all my weapons and slowly start putting them where they're supposed to be, kind of putting the bow over, make sure everything kind of fits good, snug. Make sure I look good as well.
Where are the weapons kept? Sorry, they're on like a table.
Yeah, they were on like a little table.
Is
That
it like a polished table? Is it like a fancy looking table or?
Not so much anymore.
it's not quite a fancy looking table. It looks more like it was something brought out here for this specifically.
I was going to try and drag the crossbow off of it as heavily as I could, just to try and mark as much of the table. Punk.
You already stuck your spear in the ground.
You're being like a million
And a nice
times worse
wooden-
than me.
Well, yeah, he only gets to do this once. You get to do it all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Making the most of it.
Making my way downtown. Oh,
dear.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
I like that. I like that composure that you're humming there.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, it's something I came up with myself.
I like the composer. Oh, yes, I made it myself.
No, compose. No, never mind. Composition.
Composition.
That's the
There
word.
you go.
Composure is how you stand.
No, that's posture, Viking.
Composure as well. Look it up. Well, it's how you stand and act.
Yes. Anyways,
Yes.
where to now?
Well, I suppose we head out and try and find Serena. I have a question for her.
That is a good question. Where is Serena?
She just fucking vanished.
I mean, you're still here, right, Cybern?
Still here.
Barely intelligible.
Barely.
Yelling from the city
having-
limits.
In lots of trouble, seems.
You all good, Cybern?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Cool. Well, we're coming out of the house now.
She's totally not bleeding to death in the back alley somewhere.
Somehow that wouldn't surprise me. As I leave, I just sort of give a little nod and just go, Jeffrey, to the guard.
So, as soon as we're going to wave at everyone, and then as we go past the guards, just multi-pass, and then Silver.
The guards are just standing at attention, just sort of ignoring you as their professional composure requires.
Unlike ours.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Well,
like.
you don't have anything related to a professional composure.
Oh hell no! I like the idea that basically I just walk past, just nod to him, and just go Jeffrey, and it just comes up in the corner. Jeffrey will remember that. Like this is some kind of fucking Telltale game. Right, so we go back to the outer gate. Was there an outer gate, or is it just kind of like a big ranch house in the middle of?
Yeah, it was basically just a big house out in a little offshoot of the road.
Fair enough. So we go back to the main road, I suppose.
Yep.
Do we see a Serena?
I don't know. Do they see a Serena,
Uh,
Cybern?
Am I back now?
If
What
want
have
to
you
be.
been doing?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, what were you doing that time?
It's up to you whether you're back yet or not.
I don't know how far where I was from the.
4 kilometers down the road. I've just been
You were in
fucking
fact
walking.
spying on the wrong house.
Wait, no. If it was 4 kilometers down the road, that'd be a good distance because it was only half a kilometer to town. So he'd be in the middle of the woods
On the opposite side of town.
I think I might
on
be
the opposite
lost.
side of the river.
Okay, I'm back at the road from what I saw.
Okay, so yes, you're back with the group. So, do you wish to share what you have learned, group, with the one person who wasn't there?
Yeah.
Is
Uh,
that-
I'm joking. Yeah, of course. I go over with the others with the notes I made.
It's not changelings. say
we
definitively.
really don't know. Like, it could be
No,
anything. I mean, he
I
could have
can
been
tell you
playing.
fact, the mayor is not a changeling.
Sense motive.
Okay, yeah, you can sense motive.
Sense motive. God, what would that be versus?
Why have you?
It wouldn't be
Oh,
versus
no, no.
anything because I know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, fair.
Changelings can only be female, so I know for a fact the mayor cannot be a changeling.
Changelings can transform into anything, male or
Yeah,
female,
they could be
as
male
long as
or
it
female.
is of a bipedal species.
Yeah.
If that's his
So if-
assumed form.
If he's in natural form, then no, he would be a
Yes.
female.
Yeah, then you don't.
But changelings can
And Viking
transform.
would have had a completely different interaction with him.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But changelings can transform into any sentient bipedal race, even goblins.
Goblins, you say?
Holy shit! It's a commando goblins. The high elf is actually 6 goblins stacked on top of each other in a robe.
My God.
Everything is
Do they
goblins.
do that to sneak into movie theaters? Being played?
I'm just imagining fucking gremlins at this point.
Or it's one of those little 1 foot tall frog. I forgot the name.
Who knows?
What, Kappas?
No, not Kappas. There is a race in the Advanced Races Guide. I forgot what they're called, but they are literally just like 1 foot tall frog.
Oh, God.
They're. I think that
I did honestly consider being one of those. I was like, I wonder how a tiny frog man would work.
You would get kicked
To be
so
fair,
much.
Yeah, no. I had, 3, actually, technically 4 races I wanted to play as when I'm making character creation.
I was like, oh, do I make one of these and just call him Call Murt?
As opposed to Kermit.
Exactly.
But yeah, shall we make our way back towards the town in that case? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
I do want to say, we are probably going to call it here because I got to run off for dinner,
Okay.
and maybe we'll
That's fine.
continue right where we left off next time.
yeah,
Okay.
I feel like
in the
Just-
rain for a week.
Just gonna say. just gonna say. Now, you see, Ezra, if you act like an idiot but listen, a lot of the time you get a bit more of a. You get a chance to actually study people a bit better. What did you guys get from that interact?
He could have been
well,
telling the truth. Whether I believe him or not is a different matter.
He was hard for me to read, to be honest. It looked like it looked like from what I could tell, he was telling the truth, or at least believed what he was saying.
Mhm.
but-
That was my read as well. The whole thing's shifty as all sin, but
Yeah,
That's noble for you.
He is either just telling the truth or believes he is telling the truth.
Yeah.
He did
Well, I mean,
mention the
Even,
2 priests of
even if-
Abadar a year ago. That cannot be a coincidence with the 2 priests of Abadar from a couple of weeks ago.
The red sat there like, fuck, it is. It absolutely is. Oh, fuck, did I get the dates wrong? I can't.
Oh no, you're fine.
Um,
Now,
it was one of those things that are quite interesting, actually. It's listening to what he's saying. I mean, I get the vibe that he think anyone who wasn't a feel as if he takes those of half race a little more less than, and so it's someone who could turn into any. I don't trust that, even if they are some sort of shapeshifters. I would like us not to assume the motives of them, because at this point we don't know. But
We don't even know if they are
That's what-
shapeshifters.
exactly, we don't. But this is quite interesting. We'll most definitely have to look into this.
So we're calling it there?
Yeah.
I would like to point out while you a little RP session, I was reading up on firearm, Pathfinder firearms, and they're a whole thing. They're
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
oh boy,
It's its own rule set. It's its own rule set.
yeah,
Why are you thinking of
they're
multiclassing?
they're their own rule set. Well,
An assassin who uses a big fucking gun.
well, I was actually looking up a lot of the advanced weapons. There's a cane blade, which sounds pretty fucking awesome.
Nice.
Oh yes.
Which is also a finesse weapon, which is even.
Yep.
And while I just kept reading down, looking at different. There's also a cane gun, which is also awesome. Well, sword cane.
I'm
pistol.
kind of
so I guess it's
imagining-
disguised as a sword cane.
I'm kind of imagining with the cane gun, the thing that Roman uses in Ruby.
I was thinking more of that pimp cane from Saints Row the Third, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. So are we going to make our way back to town and basically pick up as we've made our way back to town?
Yeah, we'll pick up as we've made our way back to town next session.
Cool.
Which may not be next week. I'm gonna actually look at what times are available and the thing that I posted, and because this was a fairly short one.
Yeah, 3
So-
hours, give or take.
Pushing on.
There was a
4.
lot of like
Mm.
figuring out stuff.
Yeah.
Talkie.
Social interaction.
Oh god, social interaction.
I would have liked a little bit of
Nose
combat, but
picking.
you know.
Buckler gun. I think Ezra might like that.
I mean, I could have given you combat in the caravan ride over, but that probably would have taken up this entire session.
Maybe. It depends what you threw at us. A white dragon, yeah, probably. And we would
Well,
have to
no,
roll
not
new
just because
characters.
of the, not just because of the combat, but because of what you guys might do based on what I was thinking of throwing at you.
Do I even want to know?
I don't.
Well,
Probably
goblins
kill
were an option, but that would have made you abandon the caravan and look around for their lair, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Damn it! I forgot.
That's if they ran.
You forgot.
I wanted to buy a pair of gloves at the general store so I could handle those goblin dogs.
Well, we're making our way back there, and I want to get a sort
Oh,
of hood. So
And I was legitimately going to tip the butler one as we left.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot to see if they had like a grooming kit or something.
yeah, we can investigate that next session. But on the way back, I want to ask Cybern's character a few questions.
Okay.
All secret, like.
Okay.